Preparations for its next phase are already in motion. Operation Sindoor was not a closure. It was a calculated warning, and if crossed again, India's response will be stronger and sharper and unforgiving. Here's more.
India sends a message, loud and clear. Operation Sindoor not over, not paused, still active.
सिंदूर 2 जारी है और मैं जारी इसलिए कह रहा हूं क्योंकि हमारे सीडीएस साहब, हमारे चीफ साहब, इन सब ने मेरे ख्याल से ये विख्यात है सब आपके बीच। ये सिंदूर 2 की जो तैयारी है वो बहुत ज़्यादा, और ये ऑपरेशन किस तरह से अनफोल्ड होगा ये आपको मैं अभी नहीं बता पाऊंगा, क्योंकि ये इस पे निर्भर करेगा कि हम कितना नुकसान दुश्मन को पहुंचाना है। लेकिन ये यकीन दिलाना चाहता हूं कि किसी भी तरह का नुकसान, चाहे वो लैंड पे हो, चाहे एयर पे हो, चाहे सी पे हो, उसको अंजाम देने के लिए हम हमेशा तैयार हैं।
Lieutenant General Rajesh Pushkar made it clear what Pakistan saw was only a glimpse. Dropping another bombshell, Lieutenant General Rajesh Pushkar said that Operation Sindoor 2.0 is already been prepared.
इस बार सिंदूर में हमने बहुत ही छोटा नमूना दिया था पाकिस्तान, बहुत छोटा नमूना, और आप लोगों को मालूम होगा कि सिर्फ 4 ही दिन में पाकिस्तान के घुटने उन्होंने अपने टेक दिए थे, और किस तरह से उन्होंने हमारे डीजीएमओ को कॉल किया कि हम ये युद्ध बंद करना चाहते हैं। और ये बहुत ही छोटा उदाहरण था। जैसा कि मैं आपको कह रहा हूँ कि ये स्ट्राइक फोर्स की ऑपरेशन भी जो आपने देखी, बड़ा एक छोटा सा उदाहरण था। इसका उद्देश्य ट्रेनिंग था।
Earlier on Thursday, Western Army Commander Lieutenant General Manoj Kumar Katia laid emphasis on how crucial last year was and how the army gave Pakistan a befitting reply in Operation Sindoor.
The response will be stronger than what we have done in Op Sindoor. How much we respond, till what level we go, it all depends on the situation prevailing on that particular day, on that particular time. But we are very sure that we have to respond harsher than what we have done last time.
Katia warned sternly that if Pakistan attempts again, India will teach them a hard lesson.
हमारा एम जो ऑपरेशन सिंदूर में था वो हमने पहले आधे घंटे में हासिल कर लिया था, उसके टेररिस्ट ठिकानों को बर्बाद करना। उसके बाद की जो कार्रवाई थी वो पाकिस्तान ने क्योंकि हमारे बेसिस पर हमला किया तो हमने फिर उसको सबक सिखाना था, और उसके बाद की कार्रवाई उस कारण से हमने उसके जो मिलिट्री बेसिस और एयर बेसिस पर हमला किया।
The message is clear. Operation Sindoor was not the end. It was a warning, and the next blow will be harder than before.
So we're getting a big update. We broke a while ago from Tamil Nadu. Former Tamil Nadu CM and expelled AIADMK leader O. Paneerselvam, also called OPS, could be joining DMK shortly, very likely. A major shuffle ahead of polls in Tamil Nadu, heating up the political environment in the state. This is the update that we're getting for you. The expelled AIADMK leader OPS would be joining the DMK ahead of polls. It's going to happen any time now, so we're just counting down to that. This is a former 3-time CM O. Paneerselvam, also called OPS. He was expelled from the AIADMK. He could be joining the DMK according to the latest update coming in. This is a huge update because Tamil Nadu polls are not too far away, and we see that the politics is heating up. It's heating up. Let's go straight across to my colleague Sharda is joining us live. Sharda, yes, expelled AIADMK leader OPS to join DMK ahead of polls. When will it happen? Firstly, just tell us when will it happen. I think the preparations are already underway.
Well, OPS was part of the AIADMK for a very long time, and in the last 6 months he's been hinting that he'll be joining the DMK. Let it be meeting Mr. M.K. Stalin at the assembly, or let it be praising the DMK government that's ruling the state of Tamil Nadu. Now, OPS today has made a grave decision telling that he will be joining the DMK. The announcements are just minutes away. He will be meeting the DMK cadres and the DMK committee members at the party headquarters today, and very soon he's set to announce whether he'll be contesting as an individual candidate under the DMK or as an allied person of the party or along with his functionaries, or whether he'll be joining as a functionary of the DMK is the only question that's remaining. OPS was ousted by the Edappadi K. Palaniswamy factor in 2019, following which he was part of the NDA. But now in May, when the AIADMK and the BJP joined hands under NDA, Edappadi made it very clear that O. Pannirselvam cannot be part of the NDA factor that will be contesting the elections in 2026, and OPS was waiting to join the AIADMK. He had given multiple calls saying that he wants to join the AIADMK and NDA, but however, he mentioned that there was no call from the senior leaders from the NDA, and now he's made a decision to go to the opposition party. He is a very great loyalist of J. Jayalalitha, the former chief minister and the AIADMK leader, but now his political lines are changing. There's no place in AIADMK and the NDA. Now OPS is set to move towards the DMK.
Yes, Sharda, for the longest time, OPS has said that he is Amma's or Jayalalitha's shield against the DMK. He has always said that, hit out the DMK in the past multiple times. So why is he joining the DMK at this stage? There's some promises which have been made to him according to the latest that we're getting.
Well, very true. As you mentioned, he's a very great loyalist of Jayalalitha, and every time Jayalalitha was under pressure, he was the one who made sure the AIADMK stood against DMK very strongly. He was also the chief minister of the state twice in Jayalalitha's absence when she was booked under the disappropriation case. However, now he's changing his lines towards the DMK, having no place in the AIADMK and NDA. He has no other place to go, and even the functionaries that were with O. Pannirselvam have now moved towards the DMK or either joined back the AIADMK. The AIADMK, though took the functionaries that supported OPS back in 2019, is not able to take O. Pannirselvam back because the main reason being Edappadi Palaniswamy points him that he's a backstabber and the traitor who attacked the party office itself, and that's the reason they don't want O. Pannirselvam to join back to the AIADMK. And now with nowhere else to go, either NDA or the AIADMK or any other parties that supports the right wing, now he has no other choice but to reach out to the DMK. Our sources from DMK tell us the promise made to O. Pannirselvam is for him to give an MLA seat and that he would be joining the party. The only question that remains is whether he will be joining DMK or whether as an independent candidate under DMK. That's the confusion that's still in place. Today he'll be meeting the DMK leaders and the final decision will be made in just a few minutes from now.
All right, well, thank you, Shraddha. We're waiting for that, counting down as Tamil Nadu polls are near and a lot of movements could be seen there. Thank you, Shraddha. Let's move ahead, viewers. Legal troubles continue to mount for Anil Ambani as the ED is tightening its probe in the alleged money laundering case. ED has once again summoned Ambani for questioning a day after he was grilled for nearly 10 hours at the agency's headquarters. Republic brings you each and every detail. Take a look.
The legal trouble for Anil Ambani continues unabated. The Enforcement Directorate has summoned Anil Ambani once again today in the money laundering case.
The Enforcement Directorate has intensified its action against industrialist Anil Ambani, attaching assets worth over rupees 15,000 crores so far in this money laundering probe. Among the properties provisionally attached is his Pali Hill residence in Mumbai known as a board, which investigators claim is linked to alleged proceeds of crime. The ED action follows a CBI FIR alleging loan diversion of over 2,200 crores. With these attachments under the PMLA, the assets can neither be sold nor be transferred pending adjudication. It won't be wrong to suggest that this entire case has turned from a debt recovery issue to a high-stakes criminal investigation.
Yesterday, ED grilled Anil Ambani for 10 long hours. Anil Ambani reached ED headquarters and went inside around 10 in the morning. After 10 grueling hours, Anil Ambani was seen leaving the ED office around 8:30 in the evening. The ED had also earlier attached his Mumbai residence a boat valued at over 3,700 crore rupees, bringing the total attachments at rupees 15,700 crore. ED Special Task Force attached the property under the provisions of the Prevention of Money Laundering Act. Over 40,000 crore loan is still outstanding with Anil Ambani. A special investigation team was also formed on Supreme Court directions to probe alleged loan fraud cases linked to the ADAG group. With fresh summons issued and multiple agencies on the trail, scrutiny over the alleged financial irregularities continues to intensify.
And coming up, viewers, 10 hours of questioning yesterday. Now Anil Ambani has been summoned once more by the ED in the money laundering case. This is our top story we're tracking here. Stay tuned.
Powered by Century Ply Club Prime. Raho befikar.
आर प्योर सूजी पास्ता उबालो मिलाओ और खाओ
8 मिनट में तैयार।
क्या टेस्ट है सबका राजा आर प्योर मसाला।
अरे टेंशन किस बात की? सेंचुरी प्रोवुड का प्रीमियम प्लस है ना, लो एमिशन है, हाई डेंसिटी है, वाटर रेजिस्टेंट भी, टर्माइट एंड बोरो रेजिस्टेंट भी है। यानी ये है जहाँ नो टेंशन वहाँ।
प्रीमियम प्लस बाय सेंचुरी प्रोवुड। दादी के हाथों का जादू और खुशबू से महकता घर, माँ की मुस्कुराहट और खाने की सुगंध। MDH गरम मसाला,
क्योंकि हर रिश्ता है स्वाद से जुड़ा।
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद, यही तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मामा, क्या स्वाद है? अरे मेरे राजा,
सबका राजा आर प्योर मसाला।
MDH की देगी मिर्च,
देगी मिर्च का तड़का, अंग अंग फड़का।
MDH की देगी मिर्च।
Now here's the reality, it's fact not fiction. You are sitting on a plane. You're boarding the plane in the national capital of India for Leh at 6:08 in the morning. It's a SpiceJet plane. 6 minutes into the take, against the backdrop of daybreak and a beautiful sunrise, you suddenly look to your right towards the wings and you see the flames of fire on the wings of the plane. Your plane is on fire. Ladies and gentlemen, these are real visuals. This is the reality that the Civil Aviation Minister does not want you to see. This is the reality SpiceJet does not want you to see. This is the reality DGCA does not want you to see. Because at the cockpit,
MDH की देगी मिर्च,
देगी मिर्च का तड़का, अंग अंग फड़का।
MDH की देगी मिर्च।
Amity has been ranked among the top universities globally for producing the most employable graduates by the Times Higher Education UK. Yet another testimony to Amity's excellent placement record.
आर प्योर सूजी पास्ता उबालो मिलाओ और खाओ
8 मिनट में तैयार।
क्या टेस्ट है सबका राजा आर प्योर मसाला।
now here's the reality, it's fact not fiction. You are sitting on a plane. You're boarding the plane in the national capital of India for Leh at 6:08 in the morning. It's a SpiceJet plane. 6 minutes into the take, against the backdrop of daybreak and a beautiful sunrise, you suddenly look to your right towards the wings and you see the flames of fire on the wings of the plane. Your plane is on fire. Ladies and gentlemen, these are real visuals. This is the reality that the Civil Aviation Minister does not want you to see. This is the reality SpiceJet does not want you to see. This is the reality DGCA does not want you to see. Because at the cockpit, At that very moment, while you're sitting in the plane, there are calls of Mayday, 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 Mayday. That is a flight emergency.
Let's take a look at the headlines at this hour. Big stir in Tamil Nadu politics ahead of elections. Expelled from AIADMK, former Tamil Nadu Chief Minister O. Paneerselvam likely to join DMK shortly. Afghanistan launches retaliatory attacks on Pakistani border posts, escalating tensions along the Afghanistan-Pakistan frontier. Afghanistan claims a total of 55 Pakistani soldiers killed, 2 bases and 19 posts captured in overnight clashes. Pakistani Defence Minister Khwaja Asif declares open war against Afghanistan, says Taliban turned Afghanistan into a colony of India. After 10 hours of questioning yesterday, Anil Ambani summoned again by ED today in money laundering case. Several police personnel injured in JNU protests after some protesters allegedly threw stones and shoes at Delhi police. Fresh videos surface, 14 arrested so far. Abhi Mukteshwaranand moves Allahabad High Court seeking anticipatory bail in POCSO case hearing today. Right, a big breaking news coming in at this hour. Afghan forces have shot down Pakistani aircraft. This is a big news. Afghanistan forces shot down a Pakistani aircraft is what we are getting to know. Now remember, tensions between Afghanistan and Pakistan escalated overnight after Afghanistan launched strikes in Pakistan, captured several posts of Pakistani military and in fact killed several Pakistani military officials as well. So this is a big news. We already know that Pakistan Defence Minister Khwaja Asif has declared a quote-unquote open war against Afghanistan. All right, so amid this heightening tensions between Afghanistan and Pakistan, let us also show you the Afghanistan districts that Pakistan had attacked, and now Afghanistan is retaliating. So this is the map that you can see on your screens, and these are the districts that are essentially attacked in Pakistan. You can see Nuristan, Khost, Nangarhar, Paktia and Paktia. These are the districts that Pakistan had in fact attacked in Afghanistan. You can see on the map. So these are the border areas that Pakistan carried out the strikes on in Afghanistan. Now tensions have definitely escalated after these strikes that we saw taking place a couple of days earlier. Right, another big breaking news coming back to back. Afghanistan spokesperson has now said that operations have begun from Kandahar against Pakistan. So this is what Afghanistan officials are saying, that operations against Pakistan have begun along the Durand Line. Now remember, Durand Line is a controversial hypothetical line that Taliban rejects to accept. Now Afghanistan has also confirmed that Pakistani military bombed certain locations in Kabul, Kandahar and Paktia. So this is the latest that we are getting you on the tensions between Afghanistan and Pakistan. Blatant violations of human rights by Pakistan there. We have already seen several dozens of civilians being killed by Pakistan, but now Afghanistan is also retaliating now. It said that Pakistan military has bombed Kandahar and Kabul is what Afghanistan is saying as of now. So tensions escalating, an open war being declared by Pakistan against Afghanistan. So the situation is very tense, situation is volatile along the border areas in Pakistan and Afghanistan. Now, of course, Pakistan Defence Minister levelling charges against Afghanistan, saying that even after the withdrawal of NATO forces, it expected that some sort of peace will prevail in Afghanistan, but Afghanistan is becoming a breeding ground for terrorism. Now, Remember, there is an irony to it because it's coming from the mouth of Pakistan, a country that is a state sponsor of terrorism. But tensions are escalating. Global leaders are going to keep a close eye on this volatile situation between both the countries, Afghanistan and Pakistan. Now, Afghanistan is claiming that Pakistan military has bombed Kandahar and Kabul. On the other side, we have already seen tensions escalating in Pakistan as well, as Afghanistan officials captured several Pakistani military officials, killed some, and also captured several posts. You can see the visuals of the strikes on your screen. Pakistan military bombing Kandahar and Kabul. So a big news here in the region. The situation is volatile. Now remember, the charges from Pakistan is that Afghanistan is carrying out cross-border terrorism, but on the other side, Afghanistan claims that it's a violation of Afghanistan's territory, it's a violation of Afghanistan's sovereignty, and a violation of all sorts of international norms. You can see the visuals on your screen from Afghanistan. In fact, these strikes being launched in Afghanistan by Pakistan military, which is now bombing Kandahar and Kabul. Kabul, the capital of Afghanistan. So you can see the visuals on your screen. All right, so another big news that we are tracking at this point in time is that OPS is soon to join DMK. This is a big news this morning, as OPS, who was negotiating, in fact, a reunification with EPS, EPS's AIADMK, is now soon to join DMK party. You can see the visuals, OPS there. Of course, media personnel trying to capture the scene, because let's not forget that he was the chief minister of Tamil Nadu, and this unification with DMK comes after decades of rivalry with DMK. All right, I have my colleague Sharda on the phone line with us. Sharda, this is a big move. We have already seen how OPS was trying to negotiate with AIADMK, but finally joining DMK, a party that it was in rivalry with for decades. What more can you tell us, the latest in this?
DMK is arrived at the DMK headquarters in Chennai. It shows that OPS is ready to join the DMK factor. But the only question that now looms is whether he's going to be joining the DMK as a functionary or whether as an independent candidate under the DMK is all in the question right now. He's meeting the DMK leader, M.K. Stalin, and also the DMK committee members who are in charge of the election in 2026. The promise made to OPS, according to our sources, is that an MLA seat will be provided to him if he joins the party, and that's the reason now OPS is at the DMK office speaking to the functionaries there, and also if in case he is joining the party, it's expected that O. Paneerselvam, who has been in rivalry with the DMK for a very long time, is officially joining the DMK very soon. And we know that OPS has been talking about the DMK in a very bad way in the last few years, but in the last 6 months, he's been supporting M.K. Stalin and his form of government in the state of Tamil Nadu.
Sharda, this is a big move by OPS ahead of elections, because if he joins DMK, which is going to do shortly, a short while from now, it is going to be a big jolt for AIADMK, because their votes are going to split in the coming elections.
It's like that might not be true, because O. Paneerselvam, who initially had a huge power in the state of Tamil Nadu, a huge following, now is not a great leader. In the last 5 years, his power among the AIADMK and the people, the popularity is also reduced. And the only question is now, if the AIADMK votes will split or not in the particular district where he's standing as an MLA candidate, only will be affecting. He has also stated that the DMK has been doing good, and the reason for him to leave the AIADMK is only because the Edappadi K. Palaniswamy, the party general secretary, did not allow him to rejoin to the AIADMK, and the only reason that he is leaving the AIADMK is because Edappadi Palaniswamy did not allow him to join back in the AIADMK. If we ask the AIADMK, they call OPS the traitor and the party backstabber, and that's the reason it's a huge move done by the OPS, and it might affect only the DMK's votes, where there might be popularity for him, but the main question remains if the vote sharing would be distributed or not.
Absolutely, Sharda, and we've already seen several of his loyalists earlier joining DMK party. So this, of course, comes as a big surprise because he was in fact negotiating with EPS. But are we hearing anything from DMK?
Well, the DMK is very forward to having OPS in their party. They've agreed multiple AIADMK functionaries joining the DMK. In the past, also multiple functionaries of the OPS factor, including the sitting MLAs Manoj Pandyan and also former MPs, big leaders from the AIADMK have joined DMK. And the only thing that MK Stalin and the DMK senior leaders have been telling is that AIADMK has lost its Dravidian ideology after joining NDA, and that BJP is taking a strong hold in that alliance, and that's the reason now ADMK is leaving, multiple people are leaving the ADMK to join the DMK, calling themselves the stronghold in Dravidianism. DMK is stating that they are the only party that still holds on to Dravidian ideology. And O. Paneerselvam today has moved towards the DMK. We know that the AIADMK, the former AIADMK leader, is a ardent follower of MJR and Jayalalitha, and he also tattooed Jayalalitha's face, the two-leaf symbol, and MJR's face on his hand. However, now we can see such a leader moving towards DMK, where DMK takes pride in it, whereas the AIADMK calls OPS a traitor because DMK has been their ideology enemy, their political enemy for the last 50 years now.
But Sharda, this is definitely going to weaken the AIA-DMK NDA alliance for sure ahead of elections. This is a big jolt to them.
DMK alliance is getting stronger day by day in the state of Tamil Nadu. The alliance seat-sharing talks have also begun now. The NDA is just waiting to have the start talking, but as we see in the ground, the DMK is shown as a party that is with Congress, the left party, which includes the Communists and the BCK, and the NDA giving a strong fight on the right side with the AIADMK as a right-wing party is evidently very clear. However, the AIADMK still feels that OPS and other leaders joining the DMK would not affect them because the party still stands strong for the symbol, and the two-leaf symbol still belongs to the AIADMK official party, which is part of the NDA. And they claim that OPS joining the DMK would not affect any vote share or any vote bank in the state of Tamil Nadu.
Sharda, we have already seen conflict between APS and OPS related to leadership role. So what can we expect? What sort of role OPS will get in DMK?
Well, according to our sources in the DMK, they've agreed for a MLA seat to be contested by O. Paneerselvam in his homeland, which is the Theni district, and whether it is a confirmed position for him and who is going to be opposing there with the AIADMK or with the BJP or with the PMK is what the question is all left now. DMK has promised that Paneerselvam will get an MLA seat and in case he wins, we can also look forward if he'll become a minister for the DMK or not, like how now the current leaders that include Sendil Balaji, Shekhar Babu, all have an AIADMK background. They all started their political journey in AIADMK. Now, the senior leaders in DMK. We have to wait and see if OPS also gets a ministerial position in DMK and whether he'll also be a loyalist of DMK or whether he's continuing to be the AIADMK. Individual factor of the DMK is all that remains now.
Sharda, we are getting live visuals from DMK headquarters in Chennai, and we are also given to understand that MK Stalin has also reached DMK headquarters alongside expelled AIA-DMK leader, of course OPS joining DMK. He has also arrived at the DMK headquarters. What is the live action that is going on at the DMK headquarters?
The visual shows the important meeting that will be convened right now by MK Stalin with O. Paneerselvam. The conversation is mostly going to be on which particular constituency should be given to O. Paneerselvam. As we know, O. Paneerselvam is a senior leader of the AIADMK, and in 2024 election, he stood as an individual candidate under the NDA alliance for the Lok Sabha elections. Now, with the state assembly elections now, it's a big move that he's joining the DMK. And all that remains now is to decide for the DMK if the functionaries of OPS will also be taken into consideration, or it's just OPS who will be holding a position in the DMK. The other part that we need to focus on right here is if OPS is joining the DMK factor, if the ADMK would agree to it or not, because ADMK calls O Selvam, who was a loyalist factor of Jayalalitha, a traitor to the party, but this move will not be welcomed by the AIADMK, and he'll still face backlash for the decision that he's making right now. And the AIADMK leaders from our sources also already telling us that this move from the OPS is not just a traitor or a backstabber action, but also someone who was a big loyalist of Jayalalitha, who has always criticized the DMK government as evil force, joining the DMK and saying that he's also spoiling the name as a follower of Jayalalitha.
Absolutely, Sharda. And talking about what sort of position he'll get in DMK, he held his traditional seat of Bodhayana Kannur, and people are anticipating that this is what he'll get as an MLA.
Very true. That is the Bodhayana constituency in the Theni district is what O Selvam has been known for. Starting for the last 50 years, his political journey begins from there and ends there. He was an MLA from there. Later, he became the minister in the AIADMK and even held position as the deputy chief minister when Edapadi was the chief minister. And in the absence of Jayalalitha, his whole position as the chief minister for 2 times back in 1996 and in 2000, and also in 2014 and 2016 as well. Paneer Selvam has made a big change in the AIADMK regime. Now, seeing him as a very, very senior leader who holds a strong position in the AIADMK now joining DMK, it also shows that the AIADMK factor cannot be united. Now, we know TTV Dinakaran has joined back the AIADMK, but there is no place for OPS is what the Edapadi Palaniswamy, the party general secretary, has decided. And going forward in his political journey, OPS has no place to go, and that's why he's chosen DMK. And that was the decision made by O Selvam. He made it very clear to the media also in the last few press meets that he was waiting to join the AIADMK and NDA, but there was no official call for him, which made him choose the DMK. The top sources from the DMK said that there is a promise made to OPS telling that he will be given his own constituency, Bodhikanayanur in Theni, and the MLA seat would be given to him for a contest. And the main question now that the media is having is whether if OPS wins that particular constituency, will he become one of the ministers of the DMK or not?
Absolutely, Sharda. And another big question that looms is ahead of the run-up, in fact, to the run-up to Tamil Nadu elections, another question that remains is that will more loyalists of OPS be defecting to DMK, will be leaving AIADMK and joining DMK? That is also a big question.
Well, to remind our leaders, one of the OPS loyalist faction has already started their own party, which also includes them joining the AIADMK, a few of them, a few senior leaders, which also includes Manoj Pandyan, who's an MLA, resigned from his MLA post and joined the DMK in the last 6 months. The functionaries who supported OPS have gone back to the AIADMK. It is only O Selvam who was just from the AIADMK left, and now he is also joined DMK. So there's no more loyalist factor of the O Selvam that is left. They either join DMK or ADMK. Other parties as we speak.
Absolutely. And Sharda, continue to get us the action that is going on at DMK headquarters. We are given to understand that OPS's son is also at the DMK headquarters alongside him.
Well, the talks between the DMK leader M.K. Stalin and O Selvam is right now happening at Anna Ariwala, which is the DMK headquarters. The conversation is mostly on the seat sharing. He's also meeting the committee members who is talking about the alliance and seat sharing and what the DMK could bring for OPS if he joins the party. That's the main conversation that's happening today. We know OPS in the last few weeks has supported M.K. Stalin and his DMK government in the state of Tamil Nadu. Recently, in the secretariat, on the last day of the assembly session, he also gave a bouquet to M.K. Stalin, praising him, stating that the government is good.
Stay with us as we also take in some voices from other guests. All right, I have with me joining BJP leader Tamilisai Soundararajan. patched on the phone line, in fact. Thank you so much, Tamilisai Soundarajan. This is a big move by OPS, who is now joining hands with DMK. What sort of impact do you think it will have on the coming elections?
So, first of all, I want to convey that it is the highest ungratefulness I have ever seen in the political field, whatever may be, because even though he was rejected, in a dejected mood he was there, but totally he was the disciple and very, very respected lieutenant of Madam Jaisalmer, and she believed him and she provided him the chief ministership during her difficult times. But whatever may be the political challenge and whatever may be the dejections he faced, the entirely directly opposition party, till the last minute Jaisalmer and MGR was opposing DMK. Whatever may be the explanation he gives, it's unacceptable, and people of Tamil Nadu won't accept it. It won't have any impact. And another point I want to tell, the DMK is in just a distress. They want to join each and every one because they are in a defeating phase, facing the defeating phase, and they want to join each and every one, whether they were ideologically opponent or from the day, even the previous day, they were opposing the DMK. So DMK is in a distress. Then the OP Pannirselvam, that's all I can say. That won't have any impact. It won't have a negative impact on DMK and OPS because the people know the history of OPS, and he was patronized by Madam Jaisalmer.
All right. Also, do you think that this will give a jolt to the alliance, though we have already seen TTV Dinakaran join your alliance, NDA, AIA, DMK, but this particular man, OPS, held the position of Chief Minister. He was very close to Jaisalmer, has a lot of loyalists in Tamil Nadu, a lot of MLA loyalists as well. This is definitely going to divide your votes.
No, but because ideologically the people won't accept, even though some of the followers of OPS has joined DMK. When the Ayyappan, his follower, talked about DMK should come to power again, the most of the ADMK people, even the followers of OPS, did not accept that word. That because for the whole lifetime, Madam was opposing. And when he told only the DMK should regain the power, nobody accepted it. There was a dissident voice from the OPS group also. So selfish motive people have joined, but the people who followed Madam Jaisalmer and OPS during their lifetime won't accept it, and people also will understand. Because for the selfish motive, if they go and join the exactly opposite group, it won't have any impact because people understand, no? This type of shifting, people really understand.
He also says that DMK is the party who represents true Dravidian politics. What is your response to that?
Actually, he is a person who goes to temple morning, evening, and he prays God. I know OPS, how he is ideologically, he respects Sanathan, I know. And if he is telling they are the following Dravidian ideology, then what was his answer to Madam Jaisalmer or MG Ramachandran, Honorable MGR, whom they were telling this is the evil force. Till last minute they were telling DMK was the evil force. So now they are telling if a Dravidian force, then they can tell anything. But people should accept, no, from which mouth they are talking, they are now mouth which was telling us evil force. Now the same mouth is telling us it is the Dravidian force. People won't accept, no. If they shift, then it's not meant that even the people's mindsets immediately shift. They are isolated. That's all I can. They are dejected, isolated. That's all I can say.
All right. Thank you so much, Soundarajan, for speaking with Republic. Thank you once again. All right. I have my colleague Sharda tracking this big development in Tamil Nadu politics. Sharda, what is the latest from the DMK headquarters in Chennai? All right, seems like we lost the connection, but you can see the visuals on your screen. MK Stalin is also present at the DMK headquarters, alongside OPS and OPS's son as well. Former Tamil Nadu Chief Minister OPS arrives at DMK headquarters, soon to join hands with DMK. What sort of impact it will have on elections is to be seen. All right, in a big breaking news, we have OPS joining hands with DMK. Finally, after decades of rivalry, joins hands with DMK after failed reunification talks with AIADMK. This is a big news that we are tracking at this point in time ahead of Tamil Nadu elections. A very important figure in Tamil Nadu politics now joins hands with DMK. I have my colleague Sharda again on the phone line. Sharda, he has finally joined hands with DMK. What is the latest? Are you able to hear any voices from OPS or DMK in this?
The OPS, who is a big loyalist of Jaisalmer and MGR, has joined the DMK today. It comes as a very big news for the AIADMK because he's been supporting Jaisalmer and MGR for a very long time. And recently his statements supporting MK Stalin and the DMK government was a big shocker for the AIADMK, and they called him the backstabber and traitor of the party, because we know the ADMK and the DMK rivalry goes on for almost 50 years now. And after this is a very big attack by the Paneerselvam, and also the question that still is in the AIADMK is why OPS would make that decision. It was always spoken bad about the DMK. What made him make this decision? As we know, he was not allowed to join the AIADMK or the NDA, and the call from the NDA was also not given to OPS now. He's making the big decision to join the DMK. The promise made by the DMK is to give the Bodinaikanur constituency in Theni, which is the strong factor of Paneerselvam, and he says that he'll continue to stand in that constituency as MLA. Is a promise made to him, and that's the reason he's joined the DMK today.
All right, thank you so much, Sharda, for getting us all of these details. Continue to get us more voices from ground. Now, moving on, taking a short break. Coming up in another news that we are tracking at this point in time, tensions between Afghanistan and Pakistan, where Afghanistan strikes Pakistan along Durand Line. Dozens of Pakistani soldiers killed, 15 Pakistani military posts captured.
MDH की हल्दी मिर्ची धनिया करे कमाल, ये रंग दे, ये खुशबू दे, ये तीखा, ये कम पड़े, क्या निराला MDH मसाला।
अरे टेंशन किस बात की? सेंचुरी प्रोवुड का प्रीमियम प्लस है ना, लो एमिशन है, हाई डेंसिटी है, वाटर रेजिस्टेंट भी, टर्माइट एंड बोरो रेजिस्टेंट भी है। यानी ये है जहां नो टेंशन वहां।
प्रीमियम प्लस बाय सेंचुरी प्रोवुड।
Our pure Shahi Paneer Masala. Delicious, healthy, every day.
दादी के हाथों का जादू और खुशबू से महकता घर, माँ की मुस्कुराहट और खाने की सुगंध। MDH गरम मसाला,
क्योंकि हर रिश्ता है स्वाद से जुड़ा।
Now here's the reality. It's fact, not fiction. You are sitting on a plane. You're boarding the plane in the national capital of India for Leh at 6:08 in the morning. It's a SpiceJet plane. 6 minutes into the take, against the backdrop of daybreak and a beautiful sunrise, you suddenly look to your right towards the wings and you see the flames of fire on the wings of the plane. Your plane is on fire. Ladies and gentlemen, these are real visuals. This is the reality that the Civil Aviation Minister does not want you to see. This is the reality SpiceJet does not want you to see. This is the reality DGCA does not want you to see. Because at the cockpit, at that very moment while you're sitting in the plane, there are calls of Mayday, 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 Mayday. That is a flight emergency. The flight circles back. There's engine failure in one of the engines, lands at 6:49 p.m. Ladies and gentlemen, and as you get off the plane, you realize this is the same SpiceJet.
Powered by Century Ply Club Prime. Raho befikar.
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद ये तो है इसकी खास बात। वाओ मामा क्या स्वाद है? अरे मेरे राजा
अरे टेंशन किस बात की? सेंचुरी प्रोवुड का प्रीमियम प्लस है ना। लो एमिशन है, हाई डेंसिटी है, वाटर रेजिस्टेंट भी, टर्माइट एंड बोरो रेजिस्टेंट भी है। यानी ये है जहां नो टेंशन वहां।
प्रीमियम प्लस बाय सेंचुरी प्रोवुड।
अब छोलिया हो या लोबिया, सफेद चने या काले चने,
सब कुछ मजेदार बने।
Now here's the reality. It's fact, not fiction. You are sitting on a plane. You're boarding the plane in the national capital of India for Leh at 6:08 in the morning. It's a SpiceJet plane. 6 minutes into the take, against the backdrop of daybreak and a beautiful sunrise, you suddenly look to your right towards the wings and you see the flames of fire on the wings of the plane. Your plane is on fire. Ladies and gentlemen, these are real visuals. This is the reality that the Civil Aviation Minister does not want you to see. This is the reality SpiceJet does not want you to see. This is the reality DGCA does not want you to see. Because at the cockpit, at that very moment while you're sitting in the plane, there are calls of Mayday, 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 Mayday. That is a flight emergency. The flight circles back. There's engine failure in one of the...
From Asia's largest news headquarters, setting the agenda for Bharat. You're watching Republic.
Big stir in Tamil Nadu politics ahead of polls expelled from AIADMK. Former Tamil Nadu Chief Minister OPS O Pannirselvam joins DMK. Afghanistan launches retaliatory attacks on Pakistani border posts, escalating tensions along the Afghanistan-Pakistan border. Afghanistan claims a total of 55 Pakistani soldiers killed, 2 bases and 19 posts captured in overnight clashes. Pak Defence Minister Khwaja Asif declares open war against Afghanistan, says Taliban turned Afghanistan into a colony of India. And after 10 hours of questioning yesterday, Anil Ambani has been summoned again by the ED today in money laundering case. Big focus. Several police personnel injured in JNU protests after some protesters allegedly threw stones and shoes at Delhi police. Fresh video surfaced. 14 arrested so far. And also self-styled Godman Navi Mukteshwaranand moves Allahabad High Court, seeking anticipatory bail in the POXO case. Hearing today. All right, viewers, let's begin this bulletin with the big breaking news that is coming in right now at this moment. And big breaking news coming in from the JNU protest. Patiala House Court has granted bail to all the 14 protesting students on a personal bond of 25,000. Now, all 14 accused in the JNU case were produced before the Patiala House Court, where the Delhi police requested judicial custody to proceed with the investigation. However, The accused's lawyer stated that they were willing to cooperate and provide a written undertaking. A female student alleged that 4 to 5 people not in uniform forcibly pulled her from the crowd, causing injuries. The court will decide on the custody and further proceedings. Now, Delhi police stated that this was not a peaceful protest. I repeat, not a peaceful protest, but that violence was resorted to by the protesters, according to the Delhi police. Students clashed with the police officers, injuring police officers, and also informed the court that the accused had used force during protests on several previous occasions, and that 4 separate FIRs had already been registered in this regard. Now, 3 visuals on your television screen, ladies and gentlemen, how the security personnel who were at guard at that place were abused by the protesters, by the so-called protesters, and how in the second visual, you can clearly see how a police officer was slapped, was physically attacked, physically assaulted by one of the protesters. And also in the third visual, as you can see, the sticks, how sticks were thrown at the police and also the guards who were present at that location. Now, this is a major update there. Now, breaking news that is coming in from the JNU protest. Now, 14 have been granted bail. Patiala House Court has given bail to all 14 protesting students on a personal bond of rupees 25,000. All 14 accused in the JNU case were produced before the Patiala House Court. So, in total, 14 were arrested, and now they were produced before the court, before Honorable Court. The Patiala House Court has granted bail to all 14 protesting students on a personal bond of 25,000. All right, viewers, so this is a very big breaking news where Patiala House Court has granted bail to all 14 protesting students on a personal bond of rupees 25,000. Now, all 14 accused in this case, in the JNU case, were produced before the Patiala House Court, where the Delhi police have requested the judicial custody to proceed with the investigation. Now, visuals are also on your screen, how they attacked the security personnel, how a police officer was also physically attacked, physically slapped by the so-called protesters, and also the sticks which were thrown at the police with the motive to attack, with the motive to hurt the police officer, the security personnel who were doing their duty there. They were at guard at that place, and now the protesters, the visuals are very clear, the evidence is very clear that this is not a peaceful protest. Now, this was also clearly stated by the police in the court, because they were presented, the 14 of them, 14 protesting students were presented before the Patiala House Court, and they have now been granted bail. All right, viewers, from this story, let's move on to another big news of the day, the big international story. The Afghan Ministry of National Defense has released a statement claiming to have captured 2 bases and around 19 to 20 posts and killing 55 Pakistani soldiers. Now, the operation carried out last night targeted Pakistani military forces. Now, the Afghan forces reported achieving their objectives and seizing weapons and supplies. Now, the operation came in response to an earlier attack by the Pakistani forces that killed Afghan civilians. On the map, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see very clearly, these are the provinces of Afghanistan on the border with Pakistan, the Durand Line. These were attacked. There were posts, Pakistani posts near the border, which were attacked by Afghanistan. And more than 55 Pakistani soldiers have been killed by the Afghanistani forces, by the Afghan Taliban. It was also a statement that has come from the Ministry of Defense, Afghanistan. Now, Khosht was targeted, Nangarhar was targeted, the border area, the outpost which was close to these regions, Paktia and Paktia, both of them were attacked, and the posts of Pakistan, of Pakistani armed forces, were attacked by Afghanistan. The map was on your screen to clearly explain you how the attack took place and which were the regions which were targeted by the Afghan Taliban. Now, this is a very big development. Now, it has escalated to a level of war. Now, Khwaja Asif, the Pakistani defense minister, has said it's an open war between us. Taliban has turned Afghanistan into an Indian colony. And this is the kind of statement he's making. He also said Taliban became a proxy for India. So this is the statement coming from the top leaders of Pakistan. He said, our forces giving decisive response. They are targeting civilians actually, and he's claiming to give a decisive response. And he said, we hosted 5 million Afghans. We helped Afghans during the time of troubles, and Afghans earned their livelihood on our soil. So he's trying to prove himself to be brother of Afghanistan while they were killing Afghanis. And he also said that we are your neighbors and we know your ins and outs and we know how to attack you, and we are not somebody who stays far away from you. We share borders, hence we will retaliate and there will be strong action. And Pakistan indeed has attacked Afghanistan. There has airstrikes also has taken place after that. No clear statement by the Defense Minister, by Khwaja Asif. He says that we know your ins and outs, and this has escalated. This has escalated to a level that Afghanistan again claims that airstrikes have been conducted on Kandahar, Kabul, and various places where civilians have been killed, civilians have been injured. Now, Pakistan is known to make fake claims, so we'll share only the verified data with you, because Afghanistan has clearly claimed now that they have killed 55 Pakistani soldiers. But as of now, we know, as per our sources, the numbers are more Pakistani soldiers have been killed. And this is the statement that is coming from Pakistan. Afghanistan's big claim of 55 Pakistani soldiers being killed, and not just Pakistani soldiers being killed, ladies and gentlemen. Several Pakistani soldiers have been captured alive by Afghanistani forces, by the Afghan Taliban. They are the battle-hardened soldiers of that location, and they are fighting against the illegal occupation of the area that belongs to Afghanistan, that Pakistan claims is there. And this is the big idea of Afghanistan, of greater Afghanistan, and the Durand Line, which they do not believe is a correct line because it was not agreed upon by both the parties, that is the Afghanistan and Pakistan. And that's the reason of the tension. That's the reason primarily of the conflict. It had escalated to a level of war earlier also, and now it has escalated once again. There has been strikes and counter strikes from both the sides, that is the Afghanistan and Pakistan. Now, Afghanistan has also responded. This is the MOD, Afghanistan's official response. This was a response to Pakistani airstrikes. This is the response to the Pakistani airstrikes. We'll keep showing you the graphics also, and we are also being joined by a guest. Retired Major General K.K. Sinha sir has joined us for a comment on this escalating war. Major General Sinha, sir, as you can see, this has escalated to a level of war between Afghanistan and Pakistan. Your initial comment on what will happen in the near future. How is Afghanistan going to respond? Because Pakistan has a very strong armed forces along with the air force, which the Taliban lacks as of now, but they have battle-hardened soldiers, sir. How do you think the war will move forward, sir?
Good morning, and Jayant. Yeah, this war now, what Pakistan has declared is as a war, declared war from Pakistan. The Pakistan, what you are asking, how it's going to, the situation is already escalated to an extent that the Afghanistan has decided once for all that the Durand Line, which they don't recognize, and the Pakistan, what they are doing is all wrong, they are not going to tolerate. Pakistan may have, those air power and the strike, but the air power itself can't change the situation on ground. The boots on ground and the actions on ground actually dictate the exchange of territory in this area. Now, as on today, you know that, more than 15 posts which has been taken, a lot of casualties Pakistani army has got. Pakistani army is not a battle-hardened army. They do not do things on ground.
Yes.
They do by proxy, and they do the things by, a power, which others don't have, like terrorism. And now in this case, the air power, the way they have done it during the Ramadan period, and killing the innocent life, thinking that, that Afghanistan will, go down with their, hegemonic behavior. So they have retaliated, and what I visualize that, it is going to be concluded, absolutely concluded on ground. And, the weaponry is one thing.
All right, sir.
Behind the weaponry matters.
So thanks a lot for your comment for this story. There's a big breaking news that is coming in right now at this moment, and very big development in the Pakistan-Afghanistan conflict. No, this is... We are moving on to another story right now. All right, so these are the visuals of President of India, Draupadi Murmu, in Jaisalmer. Latest visuals coming in from Jaisalmer on your television screen. Draupadi Murmu in Jaisalmer. Latest visuals, it's a developing story. We'll share the details with you. This is the chopper, and Draupadi Murmu, she has reached Jaisalmer, arrives in Jaisalmer for a 2-day visit to watch Vayu Shakti 2026 at Pokhran today. Live visuals which are coming from Jaisalmer. President Murmu arrives in Jaisalmer for 2-day visit to watch Vayu Shakti 2026 at Pokhran today. And these are the latest visuals that is coming in. This is the helicopter where Draupadi Murmu ji is also there. President Murmu is also in the helicopter. Latest visuals coming in from Jaisalmer. President Draupadi Murmu has arrived in Jaisalmer for a 2-day visit, and she will be witnessing the Vayu Shakti 2026 program at Pokhran field firing range on Friday, that is today. And Murmu, Draupadi Murmu ji, she will be flying in the indigenous light combat helicopter, that is LCH Prachand. And these are the visuals from the Jaisalmer Air Force Station on this morning, Friday morning, becoming the first Indian president to serve as a co-pilot of a combat helicopter in the border airspace of Jaisalmer. Latest visuals, ladies and gentlemen. We'll share more details. It's a developing story on your television screen, as you can see. And this is the 25-minute sortie that will include an aerial view of the city and adjoining areas amid tight security arrangements. There will be a sortie that will take place, and you will be able to catch a glimpse of that also. So this is LCH Light Combat Helicopter, LCH Prachand, at the Jaisalmer Air Force Station this Friday morning, and becomes the first Indian president to serve as a co-pilot of a combat helicopter in the border airspace of Jaisalmer. This will be a 25-minute sortie where the helicopter will be flying, and it will include an aerial review of the city and adjoining areas amid tight security arrangements. So this, ladies and gentlemen, she is the President of India. She is the Supreme Commander of the Indian Armed Forces, and she will receive a detailed briefing. She has received a detailed briefing before the takeoff also, and you can see the fighter helicopters ready for takeoff. They will take off very soon, and these are the live visuals that are coming from Jaisalmer, Rajasthan, on your television screen, ladies and gentlemen. She will attend Vayu Shakti as the chief guest. She is the Supreme Commander of the Indian Armed Forces. Now, the event described as the Indian Air Force's largest firepower demonstration will be held in the presence of Defence Minister Rajnath Singh. Also will be there. Governor Haribhau Bagre will be there. Chief Minister Bhajandal will also be there, and the Union Civil Aviation Minister. The chiefs of the Army, Navy and Air Force and defence attaches from friendly nations will be also there. So it's a very big exercise, and Air Force Deputy Chief Air Marshal Nagesh Kapoor has also commented that it will involve around 12,000 kilograms of ammunition. All right, so these are the latest visuals. That is a Cheetah or Chetak helicopter right now doing a sortie, and we'll get you the latest visuals of the takeoff of the helicopter of LCH Prachand also in a short while, where President Draupadi Murmu ji will be flying in a sortie, and it will be a 25-minute sortie that will include an aerial review of the city and adjoining areas amid tight security arrangements. First on Republic on your television screen, as you can see, ladies and gentlemen. Live visuals coming in from Jaisalmer, Rajasthan. This is from the Vayu Shakti 2026 program, which will be held in Pokhran field firing range today, that is Friday. And Draupadi Murmu, President of India, will fly in the indigenous light combat helicopter, that is LCH Prachand, at the Jaisalmer Air Force Station. She will become the first Indian president to serve as a co-pilot of. All right. So these are the visuals of the takeoff of LCH Prachand on your television screen right now, ladies and gentlemen, on your television screen. This is a historic moment. Because this is HAL Light Combat Helicopter Prachand, which is an Indian multi-role light attack helicopter which has been designed, manufactured by Hindustan Aeronautics Limited under Project Light Combat Helicopter, that is LCH. And this helicopter serves in Indian Air Force and in also the Indian Army's Aviation Corps. And these are the exclusive visuals, ladies and gentlemen, of President Draupadi Murmu, who has arrived in Jaisalmer for a 2-day visit. And she is there, the Honorable President of India, Srimati Draupadi Murmu, visiting Jaisalmer, and President of India taking sortie in the indigenous light combat helicopter that is Prachand on your television screen. This is a 25-minute sortie, which will include an aerial review of city and adjoining areas amid tight security arrangements. All right, we have Ishan with us for more details on what's happening in Jaisalmer, Rajasthan. Ishan, the sortie has begun. The Supreme Commander of the Indian Armed Forces is on the sortie. More details, please.
Absolutely. The Supreme Commander of the Indian Armed Forces, Srimati Draupadi Murmu, will be taking a sortie in a ALH helicopter. Now, this is very significant because this is a homegrown helicopter that is being used in this particular. Vayu Shakti is a major firepower readiness demonstration by the Indian Air Force, scheduled in the Pokhran range. Now, Vayu Shakti 26 showcases and underlines the IAF role as a first responder, highlighting its ability to rapidly dominate a battle space from the outset. Now, the full spectrum operations will involve a lot of fighters, transport helicopters, Tejas, Rafale, Jaguar, Mirage, Su-30, and almost all of the aircraft and platforms that are being operated by the IAF. Now, a total of 120 aircraft will be participating, of which 77 are fighters and 43 are helicopters. 8 transport aircraft will also participate. Now, the most significant part of Vayu Shakti this year is around 12,000 kilograms of ordnance will be dropped during these exercises. A lot of advanced systems, including short-range loitering munitions, Akash, and Spider surface-to-air missiles, and counter-unmanned aerial systems will be debuting this time, which were not seen before in Vayu Shakti. Now, this Vayu Shakti is a biannual exercise, and this is just after Operation Sindhu. This would be the first large-scale, purely Air Force exercise that is taking place. And a lot of footage also showcases the operational capabilities of the IAF that will be achieving long-range precision targeting and multi-domain operation that is being purported in this particular edition of Vayu Shakti. Back to you.
All right, Jatin, thanks a lot for the details in this story. Ladies and gentlemen, these are the exclusive live visuals of the sortie that is happening right now. And the Supreme Commander of the Indian Armed Forces, that is Draupadi Murmu, is on the sortie. All right, viewers, let's move on to our next top story. And a massive fire broke out in a timber factory in Yeola town of Nashik district late last night in Maharashtra. Now, all workers were rescued from the factory and no injuries were reported. Now, fire tenders are present at the spot. Firefighting operations are underway and more details are awaited. Watch this report for more information.
A massive fire broke out at a timber factory in Nashik. The incident took place late last night. Factory located in Yeola town suddenly caught fire. Upon receiving information of a massive fire, fire tenders were rushed to the spot. Firefighters worked effortlessly to douse off the fire. Fortunately, no casualties or injuries took place in the incident. All workers were rescued from the factory on time. Firefighting operations were carried out. Visuals show massive fire that engulfed the factory. More details are awaited in the incident and the cause of the fire is being ascertained.
இன்றைக்கு பேரறிஞர் பெருந்தகை அண்ணா ஆரம்பித்த திமுகவில் தாய் கழகமான திமுகவில் மகிழ்ச்சியோடு என்னை இணைத்துக் கொண்டிருக்கிறேன். என்னை இணைத்துக் கொண்டிருக்கின்ற
He says thank you to the DMK that has made him join the party. He is also thanking the party leader, the Chief Minister of Tamil
தளபதி
Nadu.
அவருக்கு என்னுடைய முதல் நன்றியும் வணக்கத்தையும் இந்த நல்ல நேரத்திலே தெரிவித்துக் கொள்ள கடமைப்பட்டிருக்கிறேன். இன்றைக்கு அரசியலில் அண்ணா காட்டிய வழி,
He says that he joined the party that he's joining today has been the party that is paved the way by C.N. Annadurai and M. Karunanidhi, who were the former leaders of the DMK.
தளபதி அவர்கள் கட்சியையும் ஆட்சியும் வழிநடத்திக் கொண்டிருக்கிறார் என்பதை
Referring to M.K. Stalin's government state of Tamil Nadu, he's saying that the DMK has been running a good party and good governance in the last few years, and that he is trying to follow the steps of this good leader, and he's joined the political party of the DMK, and that he will be joining the DMK officially today, and that he will be following the steps of C.N. Annadurai and M. Karunanidhi.
முடியாத ஒரு சூழ்நிலையை அண்ணா திமுகவுக்கு உருவாக்கி இருக்கிறார்.
Pointing out at the AIADMK, he's saying that the Edapadi K. Palaniswamy and the AIADMK government has been running a capitalist government, and that after Jaisalmer's death, the AIADMK has lost the ideology of Dravidianism, and that DMK is the only party right now having that ideology, and that's the reason he's joined DMK, leaving out the AIADMK.
திராவிட முன்னேற்ற கழகத்தில் தங்களை இணைத்துக் கொண்டிருக்கிறார்கள் என்று நாடு தளபதி அவர்களை உற்று நோக்கிக் கொண்டிருக்கிறது.
He says that he's officially joining the DMK under the leadership of the Chief Minister M.K. Stalin today.
எப்படி நடத்த வேண்டும் என்ற இலக்கணத்தோடு தளபதி அவர்கள் திராவிட முன்னேற்ற கழகத்தை வழிநடத்தி சென்று கொண்டிருக்கிறார்கள்.
He sees M.K. Stalin following the footsteps of his father M. Karunanidhi, still leading the DMK party now, and in the last 5 years, DMK as Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu M.K. Stalin as both the Dravidian leader and also looking forward for the state government has done a good job. He sees M.K. Stalin in the last 5 years has worked for the betterment of people and has worked for their
தமிழக மக்களுக்கு தந்து கொண்டிருக்கிறார்கள் என்பது பல்வேறு சாதனைகளை அவர்கள் புரிந்து கொண்டிருக்கிறார்கள் என்பதை நாடு உன்னிப்பாக கவனித்துக் கொண்டிருக்கிறது.
Obviously, that the entire world has been watching M.K. Stalin and his work for the state of Tamil Nadu that he is done.
தளபதி அவர்கள் சிறப்பான ஆட்சியை நடத்திக் கொண்டிருக்கின்ற நிலையை அதிலும் பெண்கள்
He sees M.K. Stalin has not just done good governance but also worked very well for the people of Tamil Nadu and has brought in good plans for the state of Tamil Nadu that is for the betterment of the people.
தங்களுடைய குடும்பங்களை வழிநடத்த செல்கின்ற அனைத்து உதவிகளையும் மாண்புமிகு முதலமைச்சர் தந்து கொண்டிருக்கின்ற என்பதையும் இந்த நேரத்தில் இந்த நல்ல நேரத்தில் சுட்டிக்காட்ட கடமைப்பட்டிருக்கிறேன்.
He says that the situation, his only option was to join the DMK, and taking back into history, he says DMK under Karunanidhi and Annadurai has done very good governance, and now M.K. Stalin is also following the footsteps of his father, and that's why Paneerselvam has joined the DMK under the leadership of M.K. Stalin.
தாயில்லத்தோடு அனைத்து உறுப்பினர்களுக்கும் சமபங்கான பேசுகின்ற உரிமையை தந்து
he says DMK treats its party functionaries and cadres equally and even respects every individual for their work, and also states that they will be given equal opportunity in the party.
அனைவரையும் கவர்ந்திருக்கிறது என்பதை நான் இந்த நல்ல நேரத்தை தெரிவித்துக் கொள்ள கடமைப்பட்டிருக்கிறேன். நடந்து முடிந்த நாடாளுமன்ற தேர்தலில் மகத்தான வெற்றி பெற்றிருக்கின்றது.
Pointing out to the 2024 Lok Sabha election, he says that the DMK has single-handedly won all 39 seats of the Lok Sabha elections and proven their unity and also strength among the people of Tamil Nadu, and being chosen by the people of Tamil Nadu for their work.
எல்லா தரப்பு மக்களிடம் ஏற்பட்டிருக்கிறது என்பதையும் நான் இங்கு மகிழ்ச்சியோடு தெரிவித்துக் கொள்ள கடமைப்பட்டிருக்கிறேன். திராவிட இயக்கத்தில் நூற்றாண்டில் அதை அழிப்பதற்கான பல முயற்சிகள் எந்த சூழலில்
as a Dravidian party, DMK has stood strong for 100 years now, and that he's choosing DMK today solely for the purpose of following the Dravidian ideology ahead, helping out the people of Tamil Nadu and doing service to them.
கலைஞர் அவர்களுடைய வழியில் நின்று திராவிட சித்தாந்தத்தை காப்பாற்றுவதில் முன்னணி தலைவராக
DMK is the only party that is now following Dravidian ideology, which was started by Annadurai and following the footsteps of Karnataka. Stalin is doing a good job and saying that the AIADMK General Secretary, AIADMK, is only running a capitalist government and a capitalist party, and that he wouldn't agree for that, and also pointing out that the people wouldn't agree for capitalism in the state of Tamil Nadu.
தமிழகத்தை அண்ணா திராவிட முன்னேற்ற கழகத்தை அழிவு பாதைக்கு சென்று கொண்டிருக்கிறார் என்பதுதான் இன்றைக்கு
He's making a major accusation against the AIADMK, saying that the current leader Edappadi K. Palaniswamy taken his position as a party leader and was also the chief minister, as when he was a chief minister, has only taken Tamil Nadu in the steps of destroying and never in the steps of going forward or improving.
எந்த ஒரு தலைவரும் வந்துவிடக்கூடாது என்பதை திரு எடப்பாடி பழனிசாமி அவர்கள் கவனமாக இருந்து தென் மாவட்டத்தில் இருக்கின்ற அனைத்து இந்திய அண்ணா முன்னேற்ற கழகத்தினுடைய அனைத்து நிலைகளிலும்.
Viewers, top headlines are coming in. Big stir in Tamil Nadu. Politics ahead of polls. Expelled from AIADMK, former Tamil Nadu CM Paneerselvam joins the DMK. Afghanistan launches retaliatory attacks on Pakistan border, polls escalating tensions along the Afghanistan-Pakistan frontier. Afghanistan claims a total of 55 Pakistani soldiers killed, 2 bases and 19 posts captured in overnight clashes. Pakistan Defence Minister Khwaja Asif declares open war against Afghanistan, says Taliban turn Afghanistan into a colony of India. After 10 hours of questioning yesterday, Anil Ambani has been summoned by the ED again in the money laundering case. Patiala House Court grants bail to all 14 protesting students of JNU in a personal bond after fresh video surfaced of students assaulting police personnel. Avi Mukteshwar Anand moves Allahabad High Court seeking anticipatory bail in the POCSO case hearing yesterday. Hello viewers, we are live and we are breaking up Shivangi Shukla, getting you the latest coming in. So today we're expecting some more developments of Anil Ambani, and Anil Ambani will be called for questioning today. Every second day there's news about Anil Ambani and his appearance, or rather non-appearance, before the investigation agencies in connection with his complex financial transactions. The story of Anil Ambani is presented as a somewhat clumsy fall from grace, or a case of loss or fortune, or a contrast to the success of his elder brother Mukesh Ambani. But that is not the real story. The real story is that of a man who over a 15-year period has made hundreds of attempts to defraud the Indian financial system, who has stolen money from banks to enrich himself and his family, and who is much more than a financial wastrel, a financial fraud. If the papers with Republic are true, then Anil Ambani is one of the biggest fraudsters. We are waiting for more updates coming in because Anil Ambani is being summoned once again for further questioning. So we are getting these updates coming on Republic TV. It was 10 hours of questioning that happened yesterday. And I want to go across to my colleagues. We are being joined by Shambhavi and Saurabh joining us live. Let's go across to our reporters. Shambhavi is outside the ED office, and so is Saurabh is also outside the ED office. So let's go first to Shambhavi. Shambhavi, yesterday 10 hours of questioning. Anil Ambani was called to the ED office. He was summoned again. He was questioned. And there was more trouble for him because CBI has also filed a fresh case against Anil Ambani. We also saw a lot of raids taking place yesterday at his office and residence. Just to help our viewers understand what is in store for Anil Ambani today.
Well, we know that he has been summoned again after yesterday. That was February 26. He's been summoned again today. Before this, he's been summoned 3 times. The first time he appeared before ED in connection with this money laundering case was in August 2025. Then he was summoned again in November 14th. Then he was summoned again in November 17th. And now he was summoned yesterday after appearing before ED for questioning. Now, we can also just help our viewers understand very quickly what this case is about. So Anil Ambani is being questioned by the Enforcement Directorate in connection with the financial irregularities of Reliance ADA Group, especially Arcom. So basically what happened is a lot of public sector banks, they gave loan to Arcom, and after they were given loan and after Arcom went bankrupt, there were several allegations saying that those bank loans were diverted, and also a lot of them were rerouted through shell companies and also through overseas banks. Now, that is when the ED registered a complaint of money laundering against under PMLA, which is Prevention of Money Laundering Act. He is also being investigated in relation to the FEMA, which is connected to the regulations and the money diverting through overseas banks. So this is basically, in short, the context under which Anil Ambani is being questioned currently. And we know that he will be questioned against today. This is the 5th time that he's been summoned by ED in connection with more than 40,000 crore scam. There are several allegations against him. So ED will be, again, talking about what will happen today. ED will be exploring several avenues, will be exploring several angles, which includes whether the funds were misused, the bank loans, or whether there were several layers of transactions were used to conceal the origin of money. These are some angles that the ED is going to explore today, and ED is going to question Anil Ambani today on. Back to you.
That's right. Okay, so, the big question we're asking also is what is next for Anil Ambani? Will he be facing arrest because the legal storm is getting very strong for him? So let's go straight across to Saurav, who's joining us. Saurav, we see that there are multiple SITs which have been constituted to examine the allegations of loan fraud against Ambani. CBI, like we were discussing, has gone ahead with a fresh case against Ambani and Arcom, that the allegations are that they cheated the Bank of Baroda. So if you could just help our viewers understand, what is next in terms of Anil Ambani appearing before the ED. So when can we expect that? Will he appear anytime soon? Because in the past, he has not appeared for some of these summons. He appeared yesterday, but hopefully he should be appearing today as well.
Yes, you are right that Anil Ambani appeared before the ED yesterday, and today ED again summoned him, and he can be here anytime soon, as we are here reporting live from outside the ED headquarters. We will show you the live visuals. And apart from that, yesterday the CBI has also filed an FIR on the complaint of the Bank of Baroda, which alleged that there were irregularities of fund, and there are several discrepancies because of which the Bank of Baroda had to face a huge loss. And after that, the CBI has filed an FIR. It was a case of a diversion of rupees 2,220 crore rupees by the Arcom group. And now he is being questioned against that. The ED and the CBI both are behind this Anil Ambani, who have done allegedly a 40,000 crore rupees bank fraud scam in the national capital. He is about to come anytime at the ED headquarters. Apart from that, I would like to tell our viewers that the ED is questioning Mr. Ambani regarding why he took a huge loan for evergreening of his other loans, and after that they are also questioning about the money trail. They are trying to establish the whole money trail so that they can find who all are involved in this. And after that, they will also question about that why the funds were rerouted to the overseas account, to the offshore accounts. This is the main line of questioning which Anil Ambani is facing. Back to you.
All right. Okay, so we're getting these updates coming in, viewers of Republic. Let's go back to Shambhavi, who's joining us. Shambhavi, we are getting a lot of updates in terms of what Republic TV has found out. Republic TV's exclusive investigation and scoop has found out a lot of details. If you could just help our viewers, understand what Republic TV's investigation is pointing towards, because it is pointing towards a lot of fraud. It's pointing towards how Anil Ambani has been doing this for a very, very long time. He has been getting away with fraud for so long. And the question is that will he be facing arrest after more action could be taken?
See, when we are talking about the fraud or the money laundering allegations against him, one comes up, especially is the loans given by the Yes Bank. Now, there is a possibility which even the ED currently is exploring, that whether there was a possibility of a quid pro quo transaction between Yes Bank and Anil Ambani. Apart from this, as very rightly pointed out by my colleague about the Bank of Baroda, similarly, Yes Bank. So, as we have been telling our viewers, several public sector banks have loaned their money, and there was allegedly huge amount of those loans diverted, misused, public money misused. Every single penny of public money that has been misused is being interrogated by the ED. Now, when we're talking about what are the possibilities of happening in the future, of course, there is a chance that he may be summoned again as the investigation deepens. ED, Enforcement Directorate, may call him again tomorrow or at an appropriate date to be questioned regarding these money laundering, because as we very rightly pointed out, with investigation of Republic TV as well as the ED, as it is deepening, new facts are coming up, new pointers are coming up. And apart from that, there is a because the Supreme Court has also asked the ED and CBI to speed up the process of investigating in this financial irregularity, and SIT has been formed to make sure that what this can happen is judicial oversight can help speed up the process.
Before I let it go, this is one of the biggest financial scams. Republic TV has been talking about this, and we have seen that we have broken a lot of documents. And there's some documents which show that Anil Ambani received substantial funding from 3 major Chinese state-owned banks with a total outstanding exposure of 13,558 crore. These documents which are reviewed, we saw that a lot of lending came from China Development Bank. This is a lot of updates because this is exclusive scoop by Republic TV. And it really shows, the kind of very nefarious financial activities which were happening behind the scenes, Shambhavi. So, of course, we're waiting for some more information to come in as Anil Ambani reaches. But what could be the line of questioning which we can expect today before I let you go, Shambhavi? Just a quick response from you.
So there are 3 angles that can be explored here. A, whether the funds were misused, whether the funds received were misused. Second, whether there were layering of transactions made to conceal the origin of money, as you pointed out, the money which was received from the Chinese entity, whether they were being concealed to conceal the origin of money. And the third would be that whether this amount was rerouted through some shell entities or some entities in the overseas banks. So these are the 3 possibilities that might be, ED would be questioning Anil Ambani on. We'll see. Republic will keep updating you with the latest updates from this Anil Ambani story. Back
All
to
right,
you.
exactly. Shambhavi and Saurabh, I will be coming back to both of you once Anil Ambani reaches for the second round of questioning in the past 48 hours. Let's move ahead, viewers, to some of the other stories we're tracking. Next is Bharat in 1 minute. We'll get to all the details coming in. Counting is ongoing for urban local body elections in Jharkhand. Elections for 48 local bodies, including 9 municipal corporations, 20 municipal councils and 19 Nagar Panchayats were held on Feb 23rd. After battling a 4th stage, cancer cricketer Rinku Singh's father, Kanchan Singh, passed away at Yatharth Hospital in Greater Noida early this morning. Dr. Preeti Adani, chairperson of the Adani Foundation at historic civilizational moment, stated that India's future will be shaped by millions of women living in small villages and towns. She spoke at the Sashakt Nari Viksit Bharat conference organized by the Chintan Research Foundation. Dr. Adani explained that women in rural India are becoming the main drivers of the country's progress. She mentioned that while many women in deep rural areas have low education levels, they are gaining confidence through new opportunities. Tomorrow's India will be shaped by millions of women in small villages and towns. It's a very successful two-day visit of Prime Minister Modi in Israel, which comes amid rising US-Iran tensions and fears of a major conflict. Despite the risks, India is exploring potential mega defense deals like the Rampage missiles, AI terrorist detection tech, Pegasus sharing and Iron Dome collaboration for India's Sudarshan Chakra umbrella. Modi's powerful Knesset speech on terrorism united two nations against common enemies. Take a look as Major General G.D. Bakshi breaks down Prime Minister Modi's Israel visit and talks about the $8 billion defense deal.
Prime Minister Modi's sudden visit to Israel has taken most of the world by surprise. People were worrying whether there is chances of a major conflict breaking out between Israel, Iran, United States, and hence was it the right time for the Prime Minister? It was very risky. What if combat started? What if fighting started while he was there? So people were quite obviously concerned about the safety of the Prime Minister and the timings of this visit. But it has started very well. The Prime Minister was received very warmly at the airport. The Prime Minister Netanyahu and his wife had gone in person to receive Prime Minister Modi, and the lady, Mrs. Netanyahu, was wearing a saffron dress very appropriately. The simple fact is, what occasions this visit? There is a lot of speculation. There are chances of a free trade agreement being finalized. There are chances of defense deals worth over $8 billion in various compartments. India might buy the Rampage ballistic missile, which is launched from aircraft, fighter aircraft. This had proved very effective in the last round of fighting with Iran, and it has deep penetration capabilities, etc. So we could be buying this. There is talk of some AI software that Israel is prepared to share with India, with the help of which it can identify terrorists from helicopters, from fighter aircraft, sharing of Pegasus communication software, etc. and a lot of other things which have not been clearly specified because Israel likes to keep these defense technology deals highly classified. The simple fact is that the Israeli Prime Minister was talking of a hexagonal alliance. You know, in the past, India has been talking of the India, Israel, Middle East, Europe corridor, IMET. Unfortunately, that was severely disrupted by the 7th October incident and its aftermath. And possibly when peace returns to Gaza, these will be resumed. There is also the I2U2 initiative, which we hope to take forward. India and Israel are very trusted friends. In fact, it is a very tried and tested security partnership. The simple fact is that in every war, Israel has stood by India like a rock. They have supplied us from the 1962 war onwards, when they supplied us ammunition for the heavy mortars, which were urgently needed. Again, in the 1965 war, in the 1971 war, Israel has been giving all-out support in the Kargil conflict, very, very markedly, and thereafter also till as the most recent Operation Sindoor, Israel's support has been unstinted. India now wants to make the Sudarshan Chakra,
We're getting you big updates coming in, viewers. Manish Sisodia has been acquitted in the Delhi liquor scam. Big updates coming here on Republic TV. And this is a huge update that we're getting for you here on Republic TV. The liquor scam, where we saw that a lot of Aam Party leaders were under the scanner. In the latest update that we're getting for our viewers, we see that Manish Sisodia has been acquitted in the Delhi liquor scam. The Delhi liquor scam. This case was being pursued by multiple agencies, the ED specifically, and now we see that Manish Sisodia has been acquitted in the liquor excise policy scam. A lot of legal twists and turns have been seen in this liquor excise policy case. The Delhi liquor policy was introduced in November 2021 and rolled back in September 2022 after allegations of corruption. We have seen many Aam Aadmi Party leaders under the scanner, including the Delhi CM, the former Delhi CM Arvind Kejriwal, former Deputy CM Manish Sisodia, and other leaders were named in the liquor scam. So big updates coming in. Court finds no merit in charges against Sisodia. This is the latest update we're getting for our viewers. The Manish Sisodia acquitted in the Delhi liquor scam. Court finds no merit in charges against Manish Sisodia. Court says criminal conspiracy is not proven. That is why Sisodia has now been acquitted. Big updates coming here on Republic TV. Manish Sisodia has now been acquitted. Court finds no merit in charges against Manish Sisodia. Huge updates coming in, viewers, on Republic TV. So this case was being pursued earlier by the ED and the CBI, who had earlier registered this case back in August 2022 for alleged corruption in the formulation of the Delhi excise policy. The ED had initiated a parallel investigation in this case under the PMLA. Especially in the year 2022, we saw multiple summons being sent to multiple Aam Aadmi Party leaders. But the latest update coming in is that Manish Sisodia has now been acquitted in the liquor scam case. Huge updates coming here, viewers. The court says criminal conspiracy not proven. Sisodia has been acquitted. So big news which we are seeing here on Republic TV. And according to the latest update that we're getting for our viewers, this is huge for Manish Sisodia, because we see that he has been acquitted in the Delhi liquor policy scam. The Delhi liquor policy scam, we have seen multiple pleas of the former CM Kejriwal and the former Deputy CM Sisodia in the liquor scam case. The latest coming in, Sisodia is in court and he has just now been acquitted. Manish Sisodia receives a major relief from the Rouse Avenue Court. The court acquitted Manish Sisodia in the excise policy case. Big updates coming in, viewers, on Republic TV. And okay, we have Sarthak on the phone line with us. Yes, Sarthak, go ahead. This is huge because, we have seen legal twists and turns for the Aam Aadmi Party leaders in the liquor scam. But now the court finds no merit in charges against Sisodia. This was an investigation which was already, the parallel investigations by CBI, by the ED. Yes, go ahead. What's the latest coming in?
Well, this happens to be a major development in the Manish Sisodia excise policy case, where the information that we're receiving that he has been acquitted by the Rouse Avenue Court. Kuldeep, this is a huge development because Manish Sisodia was under trial for a very long time. He was arrested by the Delhi police and he was taken into custody. He was in jail for a very long time and the trial was going on regarding this excise policy case. And it is a huge development while where he has been acquitted by the Rouse Avenue Court. What all evidences have been...
Getting some more breaking news coming in, viewers. The former Delhi CM Arvind Kejriwal has received a major relief in the CBI case related to the Delhi liquor policy. Arvind Kejriwal has also been acquitted in the CBI case, which was related to the Delhi liquor policy. Rouse Avenue Court stated that no evidence was found against Kejriwal. The court stated that a fair investigation is essential for a fair trial. So, former Delhi CM and Aam Aadmi Party chief Arvind Kejriwal has also been acquitted, and also Manish Sisodia. So, we're getting these updates coming in, viewers, on Republic TV. And this is huge coming in. So, after Manish Sisodia was acquitted in the Delhi liquor scam, the court finds no merit in charges against Manish Sisodia. And now, the latest is that Kejriwal and Sisodia, both of them, have been cleared of all charges in the liquor scam. This is huge coming in. Like we said, this was a parallel investigation which was by the CBI, by the ED, the entire 2022 to 2023 and 24. We have seen this case, and a lot of discussion about this case, and a lot of action was taken legally. Okay, let's go straight back to Sarthak. Sarthak, yes, Sarthak. So we see that both Kejriwal and Sisodia, they both have been acquitted. Huge updates coming here. What did the Rouse Avenue court say? They say they have no evidence was found against Kejriwal.
Yes, the Rouse Avenue court has identified that there were no charges were found against Manish Sisodia and Arvind Kejriwal regarding the criminal conspiracy that was being alleged by Delhi, by CBI in this particular case. The court has identified that since they haven't really been able to find any sort of trace regarding the criminal conspiracy, Kuldeep...
Sarthak, hold on for a second. I'm being joined by Shravan Sen, our Deputy Executive Editor. Shravan, you know, we highlighted the Delhi liquor scam here, and there was continuous coverage with parallel investigation by CBI, ED. Now we see that both of them have got relief. Yes, go ahead, Shravan. Yes, go ahead, Shravan. Kejriwal and Sisodia cleared of all charges in the liquor scam. Big updates coming in here on Republic TV. Shravan, go ahead. All right, we'll go back to Shravan in a short while from now. The former Delhi CM, Arvind Kejriwal, has received a major relief in the CBI case related to the Delhi liquor policy scam. Arvind Kejriwal acquitted in the CBI case. Rouse Avenue Court stated that no evidence was found against Kejriwal. Court stated that a fair investigation is important for a fair trial. Yes, let's get to Shravan back. Shravan, over to you.
Well, in fact, the Delhi High Court has basically stepped in, discharging former Chief Minister of Delhi, Arvind Kejriwal, and former Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia. In fact, both were accused number 1 and accused number 2 in the cases that were being probed by the Enforcement Directorate as well as the Central Bureau of Investigation. More clarity likely to come in from the order which is likely to be uploaded in a short while from now in terms of on what basis has the court basically granted a discharge to Arvind Kejriwal and Manish Sisodia. If I'm to take our viewers through the arguments that have essentially been made by Arvind Kejriwal as well as Manish Sisodia in the discharge plea that was essentially filed, they've basically argued the fact that there was no money trail that was essentially established by both the agencies. As far as criminal conspiracy is concerned, that was a charge that was leveled by the Central Bureau of Investigation. The argument that was made by Arvind Kejriwal is that there was no evidence to suggest that there were decisions that were taken by the Chief Minister or, for that matter, the Deputy Chief Minister in bringing about changes in the liquor policy. As far as the case is concerned, both the agencies contended that there was a massive loss to the exchequer following changes that were brought into the liquor policy. The liquor policy which enabled the government perhaps to increase their fundings. That is exactly what Arvind Kejriwal and Manish Sisodia basically argued in the court, stating that the government at that point in time essentially benefited from the changes that were brought into the liquor policy.
Right. Okay. Shravan is getting us all these details. Shravan, you know, like we were saying, there were two cases, CBI case, criminal conspiracy, corruption, favoritism, and policy drafting, ED case, PMLA, money laundering, alleged kickback trail, alleged use of funds in elections. But the latest update we're getting for our viewers is that Arvind Kejriwal has received a major relief in the CBI case. CBI case. Is it only the CBI case, Shahbaz? All right. Okay, let's go to Sarthak. Sarthak, yes. Go ahead, Sarthak. I also want to know from you what the court has said. The Rouse Avenue Court has said a fair investigation is essential for a fair trial. Yes, go ahead, Sarthak. What did the Rouse Avenue Court say?
Well, the judges stated that the statements of the witnesses that were recorded in the charge sheet, that happens to be inconsistent. And it's one of the contentions that was put forth by CBI regarding this Delhi liquor policy case. And on that ground, specifically, the case has found that no charges were found against Manish Sisodia in this case. And they couldn't really found the money.
Yes, Sarthak, go ahead. Okay, we're getting some big breaking updates coming in. You know, Aam Aadmi Party has been defending itself when this scam first hit. They have been saying that there's no money trail has been proven, and these are all these updates we have been getting for our viewers. Now, the big story coming in right now is that Sisodia has been acquitted in the Delhi liquor scam. Court finds no merit in charges against Sisodia. Similarly, in the latest update we're getting for our viewers is that when it comes to Arvind Kejriwal, we are also seeing that he has received a major relief in the CBI case. Kejriwal has been acquitted in the CBI case in relation with the Delhi liquor policy. The Rouse Avenue Court said that no evidence was found against Kejriwal. Yes, let's go back to Sarthak. Sarthak, yes. Continue. You were saying, you were just continuing about what the Rouse Avenue Court has said. Take us through what the Rouse Avenue Court has said.
Yes, the court specifically pointed out that since the statement of the witnesses that were recorded in the charge sheet, that happens to be inconsistent, and because the arguments that were also put forth by the defense of Arvind Kejriwal and Manish Sisodia was that they couldn't really, CBI couldn't find the money trail. Therefore, the court couldn't find any charges against Manish Sisodia in this liquor policy case. The court found no merit specifically in these charges level that were levied by CBI in this case. So, specifically on a criminal conspiracy ground, court did not find any merit, and therefore they decided to acquit Manish Sisodia in this particular case. But for what we know of, there are multiple cases against Manish Sisodia and Arvind Kejriwal and other leaders of Aam Aadmi. This is specifically related to the CBI case that was filed in this liquor policy case in the Rouse Avenue Court. So what else will transpire in the other cases, that is something that only time will tell. Back to you.
Sarthak, the court has come down heavily on CBI also, saying that there was no cogent material available to implicate these individuals. I would also like to ask you, who are these prominent people in the 23 accused that have now been discharged by the court?
Well, since we do not have the court order with us that is going to be uploaded by the court in some while, we would only be getting the details of the number of accused that were taken on record by CBI in this particular case. And once that is confirmed, we would be able to confirm how many in total people have been acquitted by CBI in this liquor policy scam. But Manish Sisodia happens to be a big name. He was in jail for a very long time, and the trial was going on since 2023. And him getting acquitted by Rouse Avenue Court is a big development because he happened to be one of the major accused in this particular case that was alleged by CBI. So what all names are there in the order and how many people have been acquitted by court in this particular case, we'll have to wait for that till the final order comes out.
Absolutely, Sarthak, and multiple charge sheets were filed by CBI after this policy, Delhi excise policy, was withdrawn in 2022, and then a CBI probe was launched. So it is also a big win for the Aam Aadmi Party.
Yes, absolutely. This happens to be a very big win for Aam Aadmi Party because now they can whitewash their image and say that all the allegations that were tried on them by various agencies that happened to, although all the other cases are still pending before the court, and till the time we do not reach to a plausible conclusion regarding those cases, we cannot say anything as of now. But in this particular case, that can be taken up as a huge defense by Aam Aadmi Party leaders at this point.
But another question that remains, Sarthak, is that
भारतीय जनता पार्टी जिस तरह से शराब घोटाला कर रही थी और हमारे ऊपर आरोप लगा रही थी, आज कोर्ट ने सारे आरोप खारिज कर दिए और जितने भी एक्यूज्ड थे सबको डिस्चार्ज कर दिया। हम हमेशा कहते थे सत्य की जीत होती है, हमें भारतीय न्याय प्रणाली पे भरोसा है। मैं जज साहब का बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया अदा करता हूं जिन्होंने हमारे साथ न्याय किया, सत्य की जीत हुई। मैं हमेशा कहता था कि भगवान हमारे साथ है। मोदी जी ने और अमित शाह जी ने मिल के आजाद भारत का सबसे बड़ा राजनीतिक षड्यंत्र रचा। आम आदमी पार्टी को खत्म करने के लिए आम आदमी पार्टी के सबसे बड़े 5 नेताओं को जेल में डाल दिया गया। यहाँ तक कि सिटिंग चीफ मिनिस्टर, जो आज तक भारत के इतिहास में कभी नहीं हुआ, सिटिंग चीफ मिनिस्टर को उसके घर से घसीटकर जेल में डाला गया और 6 महीने तक जेल में रखा गया। हमारे उप मुख्यमंत्री मनीष सिसोदिया जी, उनको लगभग 2 साल तक जेल में रखा गया। पूरा का पूरा फर्जी केस था। हमारे ऊपर कीचड़ फेंका गया। 24 घंटे टीवी चैनलों के ऊपर डिबेट चलते थे, खबरें दिखाई जाती थी केजरीवाल भ्रष्ट है, केजरीवाल भ्रष्ट है।
हो गया
संभालिए सर, अपने आप संभालिए, हिम्मत सर, हिलाओ मत भाई। ये केजरीवाल भ्रष्ट नहीं है। मैंने केवल अपनी जिंदगी में ईमानदारी कमाई है। इन्होंने झूठा केस लगाया और आज ये साबित हो गया। कोर्ट ने कहा है कि केजरीवाल कट्टर ईमानदार है, मनीष सिसोदिया कट्टर ईमानदार है, आम आदमी पार्टी कट्टर ईमानदार है। मैं प्रधानमंत्री जी से कहना चाहता हूं, सत्ता के लिए इस तरह से खिलवाड़ मत कीजिए देश के साथ, इस तरह से संविधान के साथ खिलवाड़ मत कीजिए। आपको सत्ता चाहिए, अच्छे काम कीजिए। आज देश के सामने इतनी बड़ी बड़ी समस्याएं हैं, महंगाई है, बेरोजगारी है, पूरे देश में सड़कें टूटी पड़ी है, चारों तरफ पोल्यूशन ही पोल्यूशन हो रहा है, चारों तरफ देश में इतनी समस्याएं हैं। उन समस्याओं का समाधान करके सत्ता में आइए ना। केजरीवाल पे, आम आदमी पार्टी पे झूठे केस क्यों करते हैं? अच्छा काम करके सत्ता में आइए। इस तरह के झूठे केस करना और 24 घंटे विरोधियों के, विपक्षियों के खिलाफ ऊट पटांग के केस करना, उनको जेल में डालना, ये एक प्रधानमंत्री को शोभा नहीं देता। इससे देश आगे नहीं बढ़ेगा। देश आगे तब बढ़ेगा जब जनता की समस्याओं का समाधान किया जाएगा।
आज एक बार फिर गर्व हो रहा है देश के संविधान पर, बाबा साहब अम्बेडकर पर, जिन्होंने इतना शानदार संविधान दिया और सत्य की जीत हुई है।
सर सीबीआई के ऊपर भी सर
Right, so there you have former Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal breaking down in tears and saying that he always stood by truth, and today court also supported him with this big verdict where he is now acquitted along with 23 other accused. You can see the visuals on your screen. He said that the liquor scam was a made-up thing and quote, he says that, quote. All right, I have with me Aam Aadmi Party's leader, Priyanka Kakkar, on the phone line with us. Priyanka Kakkar, this is a big win for your party, for Aam Aadmi Party. Of course, we have seen statements by Arvind Kejriwal and also Manish Sisodia. What is your first reaction? All right, we'll try to connect with her once again, but a big win by Aam Aadmi Party, where court has said that in the charge sheet there were several lacunas, and the charge sheet was not supported by any sort of witness or any sort of statement that corroborates to the charges that were leveled against Arvind Kejriwal, Manish Sisodia and other 23.
I have to say all statements have been seen, perused by the court, and after perusing everything, it is not a apprehension, it is not a suspicion, it is a court who has gone through everything, and after going through everything, every statement, every document, it has held that there is no charge which is made out against Mr. Kejriwal and the other accused person, which includes Mr. Manish Sisodia.
सर काफी लेक्चर जो है वो कोर्ट ने कोर्ट किए कि भी जो प्रोफेशनल स्टेटमेंट था प्रोसिक्यूशन विटनेस का वही चार्जशीट में नहीं सीबीआई ने लगाया इन लेखों पे क्या कोर्ट ने कहा है
I would not go to everything, but court ने एक remark किया है कि court during the proceedings in charge had asked for the confessional statement which was made in 3064. The investigating officer perhaps had stated that it is not with him. The court has noted that in the sealed cover it is very much there. It was a copy which was given to him, and that statement was never produced in the charge sheet. And in fact, there were various statements which are taken even after the confessional statement, which the court had said that you can't do it. Once there is a full disclosure made in the confessional statement, which is not produced in the charge sheet, how can you take other statements? Apart from that, the court has very emphatically stated that the rule of law has to be preserved. The machinery in criminal law is not to implicate somebody.
All right, I have with me Priyanka Kakkar from Aam Aadmi Party. Priyanka Kakkar, what is your first reaction after this big verdict by Delhi court?
My first reaction is that Modi ji should apologize to the nation for having lied about Arvind Kejriwal, manufactured a story sitting in the BJP offices, and the ED officers should be arrested immediately, and the karwai should be instigated against them, because this was all a षड्यंत्र जो भाजपा ने अपने दफ्तर में रचा किसी का नाम खराब करने के लिए, क्योंकि वो अरविंद केजरीवाल जी की नीतियों का मुकाबला नहीं कर सकते। अपने किसी भी राज्य में वो आज तक मुफ्त बिजली, मुफ्त पानी, फ्री शिक्षा, फ्री तीर्थ यात्रा, महिलाओं को बस यात्रा नहीं दे सकते। तो जहां मिल रही थी उसको रोकने के लिए और उस व्यक्ति को बदनाम करने के लिए पूरा षड्यंत्र रचा, जो आज पूरी तरह ढह गया है। बट ये इससे होने से पहले आप देखिए, कोर्ट ने बार बार कहा कि आपके संबंध लीगल थे, आपका अरेस्ट इलीगल था, सब कुछ कहा। एंड आई होप अब ऐसी ही एक्सटेंसिव मीडिया डिबेट्स होंगी, जो मीडिया ट्रायल अरविंद केजरीवाल को बदनाम करने के लिए हुआ। आई होप वैसी ही एक्सटेंसिव मीडिया डिबेट्स हो टू शो हाउ मोदी जी इज अ लायर।
All right, Priyanka Kakkar, of course, we have seen that before elections, he was arrested right before elections. And of course, this dealt a huge blow to Aam Aadmi Party's anti-corruption image that it carried from the start. So, a big win. Can you let us know who all are the prominent personalities in the list of 23 accused that have now been discharged?
Arvind Kejriwal ji, Manish Sisodia ji, Satyendra Jain ji, all are top leaders. Anybody who the BJP trying to malign the image, all of they have been acquitted to the best of my knowledge. I am still awaiting to read the detailed order, and I can speak about it more at length subsequently.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Priyanka Kakkar, for joining and speaking with Republic. All right. I have with me Somnath Bharti. All right, I have with me Somnath Bharti from Aam Aadmi Party. Somnath Bharti, this is a big win by Aam Aadmi Party. Of course, we have seen multiple charge sheet after charge sheet leveled against Arvind Kejriwal, and now the first reaction, he's breaking down in front of media in tears. What are your first thoughts?
See, ultimately, the Constitution came to the rescue of the democracy. And today, it's the victory of the Constitution of Baba Sahib Ambedkar. And the way BJP today stands exposed, threadbare, it speaks volume of to what extent they can go to gain power. The way Kejriwal ji, a sitting chief minister, was jailed, the way Sisodia ji, a sitting deputy CM, was jailed, the way our ministers were jailed, the way they conspired against the popular government of Delhi, and the way they got hold of power in Delhi and deprived people of Delhi of their, constitutional rights of getting good governance. Today, BJP stands thoroughly exposed. Mr. Modi should himself personally ask for forgiveness of the nation. He stands exposed thoroughly.
Somnath Bharti, we are also seeing statements.
पिछले कुछ सालों से भारतीय जनता पार्टी जिस तरह से शराब घोटाला कर रही थी और हमारे ऊपर आरोप लगा रही थी, आज कोर्ट ने सारे आरोप खारिज कर दिए और जितने भी एक्यूज्ड थे सबको डिस्चार्ज कर दिया। हम हमेशा कहते थे सत्य की जीत होती है, हमें भारतीय न्याय प्रणाली पे भरोसा है। मैं जज साहब का बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया अदा करता हूं जिन्होंने हमारे साथ न्याय किया, सत्य की जीत हुई। मैं हमेशा कहता था कि भगवान हमारे साथ है। मोदी जी ने और अमित शाह जी ने मिल के आजाद भारत का सबसे बड़ा राजनीतिक षड्यंत्र रचा। आम आदमी पार्टी को खत्म करने के लिए आम आदमी पार्टी के सबसे बड़े 5 नेताओं को जेल में डाल दिया गया। यहाँ तक कि सिटिंग चीफ मिनिस्टर, जो आज तक भारत के इतिहास में कभी नहीं हुआ, सिटिंग चीफ मिनिस्टर को उसके घर से घसीटकर जेल में डाला गया और 6 महीने तक जेल में रखा गया। हमारे उप मुख्यमंत्री मनीष सिसोदिया जी, उनको लगभग 2 साल तक जेल में रखा गया। पूरा का पूरा फर्जी केस था। हमारे ऊपर कीचड़ फेंका गया। 24 घंटे टीवी चैनलों के ऊपर डिबेट चलते थे, खबरें दिखाई जाती थी केजरीवाल भ्रष्ट है, केजरीवाल भ्रष्ट है।
हो गए संभालिए सर, अपने आप संभालिए, हिम्मत सर, पीछे लाओ मत भाई, पानी दो, पानी।
जिस तरह से शराब घोटाला कर रही थी और हमारे ऊपर आरोप लगा रही थी, आज कोर्ट ने सारे आरोप खारिज कर दिए और जितने भी एक्यूज्ड थे सबको डिस्चार्ज कर दिया। हम हमेशा कहते थे सत्य की जीत होती है, हमें भारतीय न्याय प्रणाली पे भरोसा है। मैं जज साहब का बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया अदा करता हूं जिन्होंने हमारे साथ न्याय किया, सत्य की जीत हुई। मैं हमेशा कहता था कि भगवान हमारे साथ है। मोदी जी ने और अमित शाह जी ने मिल के आजाद भारत का सबसे बड़ा राजनीतिक षड्यंत्र रचा। आम आदमी पार्टी को खत्म करने के लिए आम आदमी पार्टी के सबसे बड़े 5 नेताओं को जेल में डाल दिया गया। यहाँ तक कि सिटिंग चीफ मिनिस्टर, जो आज तक भारत के इतिहास में कभी नहीं हुआ, सिटिंग चीफ मिनिस्टर को उसके घर से घसीटकर जेल में डाला गया और 6 महीने तक जेल में रखा गया। हमारे उप मुख्यमंत्री मनीष सिसोदिया जी, उनको लगभग 2 साल तक जेल में रखा गया। पूरा का पूरा फर्जी केस था। हमारे ऊपर कीचड़ फेंका गया। 24 घंटे टीवी चैनलों के ऊपर डिबेट चलते थे, खबरें दिखाई जाती थी केजरीवाल भ्रष्ट है, केजरीवाल भ्रष्ट है।
हो गया संभालिए सर अपने आप संभालिए हिम्मत सर मत भाई पानी दो पानी
केजरीवाल भ्रष्ट नहीं है मैंने केवल अपनी जिंदगी में ईमानदारी कमाई है इन्होंने झूठा केस लगाया और आज ये साबित हो गया कोर्ट ने कहा है कि केजरीवाल कट्टर ईमानदार है मनीष सिसोदिया कट्टर ईमानदार है आम आदमी पार्टी कट्टर ईमानदार है मैं प्रधानमंत्री जी से कहना चाहता हूं सत्ता के लिए इस तरह से खिलवाड़ मत कीजिए देश के साथ इस तरह से संविधान के साथ खिलवाड़ मत कीजिए आपको सत्ता चाहिए अच्छे काम कीजिए आज देश के सामने इतनी बड़ी बड़ी समस्याएं हैं महंगाई है बेरोजगारी है पूरे देश में सड़कें टूटी पड़ी है चारों तरफ पोल्यूशन ही पोल्यूशन हो रहा है चारों तरफ देश में इतनी समस्याएं हैं उन समस्याओं का समाधान करके सत्ता में आइए ना केजरीवाल पे आम आदमी पार्टी पे झूठे केस क्यों करते हैं अच्छा काम करके सत्ता में आइए इस तरह के झूठे केस करना और 24 घंटे विरोधियों के विपक्षियों के खिलाफ ऊट पटांग के केस करना उनको जेल में डालना ये एक प्रधानमंत्री को शोभा नहीं देता इससे देश आगे नहीं बढ़ेगा देश आगे तब बढ़ेगा जब जनता की समस्याओं का समाधान किया जाएगा जिस तरह से शराब घोटाला कर रही थी और हमारे ऊपर आरोप लगा रही थी आज कोर्ट ने सारे आरोप खारिज कर दिए और जितने भी एक्यूज्ड थे सबको डिस्चार्ज कर दिया हम हमेशा कहते थे सत्य की जीत होती है हमें भारतीय न्याय प्रणाली पे भरोसा है मैं जज साहब का बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया अदा करता हूँ जिन्होंने हमारे साथ न्याय किया सत्य की जीत हुई मैं हमेशा कहता था कि भगवान हमारे साथ है मोदी जी ने और अमित शाह जी ने मिल के आजाद भारत का सबसे बड़ा राजनीतिक षड्यंत्र रचा आम आदमी पार्टी को खत्म करने के लिए आम आदमी पार्टी के सबसे बड़े 5 नेताओं को जेल में डाल दिया गया यहाँ तक कि सिटिंग चीफ मिनिस्टर जो आज तक भारत के इतिहास में कभी नहीं हुआ सिटिंग चीफ मिनिस्टर को उसके घर से घसीटकर जेल में डाला गया और 6 महीने तक जेल में रखा गया हमारे उप मुख्यमंत्री मनीष सिसोदिया जी उनको लगभग 2 साल तक जेल में रखा गया पूरा का पूरा फर्जी केस था हमारे ऊपर कीचड़ फेंका गया 24 घंटे टीवी चैनलों के ऊपर डिबेट चलते थे खबरें दिखाई जाती थी केजरीवाल भ्रष्ट है केजरीवाल भ्रष्ट है
हो गया संभालिए सर अपने आप संभालिए हिम्मत सर मत भाई पानी दो पानी
केजरीवाल भ्रष्ट नहीं है मैंने केवल अपनी जिंदगी में ईमानदारी कमाई है इन्होंने झूठा केस लगाया और आज ये साबित हो गया कोर्ट ने कहा है कि केजरीवाल कट्टर ईमानदार है मनीष सिसोदिया कट्टर ईमानदार है आम आदमी पार्टी कट्टर ईमानदार है मैं प्रधानमंत्री जी से कहना चाहता हूं सत्ता के लिए इस तरह से खिलवाड़ मत कीजिए देश के साथ इस तरह से संविधान के साथ खिलवाड़ मत कीजिए आपको सत्ता चाहिए अच्छे काम कीजिए आज देश के सामने इतनी बड़ी बड़ी समस्याएं हैं महंगाई है बेरोजगारी है पूरे देश में सड़कें टूटी पड़ी है चारों तरफ पोल्यूशन ही पोल्यूशन हो रहा है चारों तरफ देश में इतनी समस्याएं हैं उन समस्याओं का समाधान करके सत्ता में आइए ना केजरीवाल पे आम आदमी पार्टी पे झूठे केस क्यों करते हैं अच्छा काम करके सत्ता में आइए इस तरह के झूठे केस करना और 24 घंटे विरोधियों के विपक्षियों के खिलाफ ऊट पटांग के केस करना उनको जेल में डालना ये एक प्रधानमंत्री को शोभा नहीं देता इससे देश आगे नहीं बढ़ेगा देश आगे तब बढ़ेगा जब जनता की समस्याओं का समाधान किया जाएगा
All right, so today is a very big day for the Aam Aadmi Party. This is Arvind Kejriwal who breaks down and he clearly says, I have been an imandar person my entire life and fake charges were levied against me, and it's a very big victory for the Aam Aadmi Party, a very sigh of relief for not just Arvind Kejriwal but also for Manish Sisodia and also all the 23 accused who were named, whose name was surfaced in this entire case, the liquor gate, the liquor scam, Delhi liquor scam. Now I have my two correspondents joining me live. I have Sarthak with me and also Shambhavi joining me for more details. Sarthak, coming first to you, what exactly has the court said in this case? And this comes as a very big victory for the Aam Aadmi Party. Your details.
The Rouse Avenue Court today in Delhi has today acquitted former Delhi Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia in this alleged Delhi excise policy case, giving him major relief. It's a major relief because he was in jail for a very long time, and it happens to be a big win for the Aam Aadmi Party. The Rouse Avenue Court has acquitted Manish Sisodia specifically in the CBI case, related to the Delhi liquor and excise policy case. The court held that there was no criminal conspiracy that was proved by CBI in this case. The court also observed that the prosecution failed to establish charges against Manish Sisodia. The court found that there were no merits in the allegations that were leveled by CBI in this case. Apart from that, the witnesses that were, the statement of the witnesses that were recorded in the charge sheet were also described as inconsistent and unreliable. Another accused in this case, who goes by the name Kuldeep Singh, has also been acquitted by the case. The court observed that the prosecution could not prove a criminal
Sarthak, you stay with us. Shambhavi is also live with us. Shambhavi, the court has also pulled up the CBI for its conduct on relying on approver statements. More details on the story. Shambhavi, over to you.
See, we know that the court has said that the CBI failed to provide sufficient and credible evidence to support their charges, to support that the new excise policy, now scrapped amid controversy, the new liquor excise policy was made to benefit some businessmen. Now, just for a quick review for our viewers to understand what was a liquor policy for. So earlier, there was this old sale policy where most of these liquor shops were owned by government corporations, Delhi government corporations, but under the new liquor excise policies, these liquor shops would then be given to the new private players. So the entire Delhi was divided into 32 zones. Those zones would have their own liquor vendors, and those vendors, so there were sale going on, there were heavy discounts given to private players. So their idea behind this new excise sale policy was that it would control the corruption, it would stop the black market, and it was also include revenue. This was their idea, but after the complaint filed by an individual, there were claims made that this new policy was made to benefit certain lobbies, to certain South lobby, also to benefit certain businessmen, which was again scrapped. And now the court has given huge relief to Arvind Kejriwal and 22 other accused, Arvind Kejriwal, Manish Sisodia, and 21 other accused in this matter, where several leaders of AAP were arrested. Manish Sisodia was in jail for 2 years, in fact. So this comes as a huge relief, where the court has categorically said that the CBI failed to provide sufficient and credible information, that there was no overarching controversy in this entire matter, and has acquitted all of them. Back to you.
All right, Shambhavi, stay with us. Sarthak, you also stay with us. Let us once again play the entire sequence of Arvind Kejriwal breaking down and his statement after this big relief from the court.
जिस तरह से शराब घोटाला कर रही थी और हमारे ऊपर आरोप लगा रही थी, आज कोर्ट ने सारे आरोप खारिज कर दिए और जितने भी एक्यूज्ड थे सबको डिस्चार्ज कर दिया। हम हमेशा कहते थे सत्य की जीत होती है, हमें भारतीय न्याय प्रणाली पे भरोसा है। मैं जज साहब का बहुत शुक्रिया अदा करता हूं जिन्होंने हमारे साथ न्याय किया। सत्य की जीत हुई। मैं हमेशा कहता था कि भगवान हमारे साथ है। मोदी जी ने और अमित शाह जी ने मिल के आजाद भारत का सबसे बड़ा राजनीतिक षड्यंत्र रचा। आम आदमी पार्टी को खत्म करने के लिए आम आदमी पार्टी के सबसे बड़े 5 नेताओं को जेल में डाल दिया गया। यहाँ तक कि सिटिंग चीफ मिनिस्टर, जो आज तक भारत के इतिहास में कभी नहीं हुआ, सिटिंग चीफ मिनिस्टर को उसके घर से घसीटकर जेल में डाला गया और 6 महीने तक जेल में रखा गया। हमारे उप मुख्यमंत्री मनीष सिसोदिया जी, उनको लगभग 2 साल तक जेल में रखा गया। पूरा का पूरा फर्जी केस था। हमारे ऊपर कीचड़ फेंका गया। 24 घंटे टीवी चैनलों के ऊपर डिबेट चलते थे, खबरें दिखाई जाती थी, केजरीवाल भ्रष्ट है, केजरीवाल भ्रष्ट है।
संभालिए सर अपने आप, संभालिए, हिम्मत सर, हिलाओ मत भाई। पानी दो, पानी।
ये केजरीवाल भ्रष्ट नहीं है। मैंने केवल अपनी जिंदगी में ईमानदारी कमाई है। इन्होंने झूठा केस लगाया और आज ये साबित हो गया।
All right, there is another big breaking news that is coming in right now at this moment, and Shravan is also joining me from the newsroom. Shravan, a big development in this story.
Well, in fact, two important news to be highlighted here. One, with regards to the fact that this is undoubtedly a big setback for the Central Bureau of Investigation, where the court is saying that there isn't enough material to prosecute the former Chief Minister of Delhi, Arvind Kejriwal, and the Deputy Chief Minister, Manish Sisodia, leaving no other option before the Central Bureau of Investigation to basically move a higher court. In this case, it would be the High Court that we are given to understand that the Central Bureau of Investigation would be making an appeal. Now, also remember, because of the FIR, because of the charge sheet that was filed by the Central Bureau of Investigation, the Enforcement Directorate also had its predicate offence based on that particular FIR, which means that this case falls flat. It has a direct ramification as far as the money laundering angle is concerned, which was being probed by the Enforcement Directorate, and that's where the Enforcement Directorate is essentially indicating right now that they are going to evaluate the order, wait for the steps that have been taken by the Central Bureau of Investigation, and whether at all they will have to basically step in at some point in time, because here the question is about evidence, here the question is about material, and more importantly, the statements that were basically recorded by the Central Bureau of Investigation. If that has been completely sort of disregarded or discarded here, then it's going to be a big trouble for the Central Bureau of Investigation, because even in the High Court, the question that will be asked to the central agency is to why exactly were the statements not really produced, and does it really have an impact there or not?
All right, so does this mean also an action on the CBI officials and also the ED officials?
Not really, given the fact that when it comes to a matter like this, it is about the merits of the case. And if at all the court basically does not find merit in the case, which is exactly what has happened here, it is more to do with the Central Bureau of Investigation as a team, and perhaps go to the higher court and essentially explain the fact that what have they relied upon. Number one, they've relied upon the fact that there are statements that have been recorded. Whose statements are these? These are statements of those who have worked with the Delhi Chief Minister as well as Deputy Chief Minister. The question here is about whether at all changes were made in the liquor policy effectively benefiting, and more importantly, was there a quid pro quo? Because they're largely talking about the corruption case and the fact that an allegation that was leveled against the Aam Aadmi Party was that the bribes that they allegedly received was actually used for party funds.
All right, Rhythm is also live with us, Executive Editor Legal. Rhythm is also joining us live. Rhythm, today is a big day for the Aam Aadmi Party. Now, they are portraying this more as a political battle victory, apart from being a legal victory. Rhythm, over to you.
Yes. So let's tell our viewers why this case, and this is very clear, like Shravan was telling us, is critical, is because a lot of them had been charge sheeted by the CBI. Today, the CBI's court, the Rose Avenue court, has come down extremely heavily on them. The CBI case was registered on the complaint earlier of the Lieutenant Governor V.K. Saxena in 2022. The probe agency said the Aam Aadmi Party, its leaders, had received kickbacks from the liquor manufacturers due to manipulation of the policy. In fact, there were several cases that had been seen in this. The ED case had been filed. The PMLA case was there. What followed was a series of arrests of these leaders who were critical at that time and had been criticized as being politically motivated. There was an allegation that it had been a criminal conspiracy hatched by Aam Aadmi Party leaders, including Sisodia and Kejriwal and other people. And this is what the liquor policy really came to be known. These loopholes, the conspiracy, it was said, were there. It was allegedly created, and there were certain loopholes that were there to favor some liquor licenses and conspirators post the tender processes. Now, remember, Arvind Kejriwal spent nearly 156 days in prison. More than 400 days were spent by Manish Sisodia in prison. It was the Supreme Court later that granted them relief. Today is going to be seen as relief coming in for Arvind Kejriwal, Manish Sisodia, because they've been discharged by the Delhi Rose Avenue Court in the liquor policy case. The court has wrapped the CBI for implicating them without any material. The special judge Jitendra Singh of the Rose Avenue Court has discharged Aam Aadmi Party leader Manish Sisodia in the case. The judge has discharged all 23 accused people in the matter. The court, in very strong words, has wrapped the CBI for lapses in the investigation, said the voluminous charge sheet has many lacunas not supported by any witnesses in this case. I also want to tell our viewers, for context, Sisodia had spent 530 days in prison. Arvind Kejriwal spent 156 days. That was across 2 periods. The judge has said, in absence of fundamental material, without any statement or evidence, attribution to Kejriwal of the controversy cannot be sustained. So let me tell our viewers what the court has said, after which I'll tell our viewers that the CBI is going to be moving a higher court against the Rose Avenue Court's judgment of the special judge, Justice Judge Jitendra Singh. While pronouncing the verdict, the court has said the CBI charge sheet ran into thousands of pages. There was material which did not support any of the witness statements. The judge has therefore said there was misleading averments in the charge sheet. The special judge Jitendra Singh of the Rose Avenue Court has discharged Aam Aadmi Party leader Manish Sisodia in the case. The judge has discharged all 23 accused in this matter. The court has therefore used very strong words. It has wrapped the CBI for lapses in the investigation. There was a voluminous charge sheet filed. The court said it was surprised why the first primary accused was even implicated. On Manish Sisodia, the court has said he was. I'm also right now being told, okay, let me tell our viewers that Mudit Jain, I'm trying to wait and go across and give this to lawyer of Arvind Kejriwal, Mudit Jain, who will be joining us shortly, which I'm being told will happen any moment right now. So I'm just waiting for that. And let me just get a sense about what's really happening on that. But let's also tell you the court has ordered an inquiry against the CBI. And the court has right now also said on Sisodia, who was accused of being the person responsible for formulating the implementation of the liquor policy, the court said there was no evidence showing his involvement and neither was there any recovery. On Arvind Kejriwal, the judge concluded he was implicated without any cogent material, a position which is inconsistent, they said, with the rule of law when it concerns a person who holds a constitutional post. The judge said in the absence of any fundamental material, without any statement, the attribution to Kejriwal of this alleged conspiracy cannot be sustained. The court has therefore ordered a departmental inquiry against the CBI IO, that is the investigating officer. Like I said, there was senior advocate Rebecca John, who appeared in this case with Vivek Jain for Manish Sisodia. For Arvind Kejriwal, advocate Mudit Jain, who's going to be joining us shortly. Senior advocate N. Hariharan had also appeared for Arvind Kejriwal. And we all remember the excise policy and how it had been framed in Delhi. There was a big controversy about how there had been a big loophole in this entire controversy. What had happened had also been seen. So today is going to be seen as the Delhi court refusing to take cognizance of the CBI charge sheet in the excise scam. This is going to be seen as a big setback for them. The ED has, they said, also the CBI's case in this case will really have to be seen, because the news coming from the Rose Avenue court is that it has for now discharged Arvind Kejriwal and Manish Sisodia in this case.
Yeah, Rhythm, sorry to interrupt you there, Rhythm. For a second, I have Anurag Dhanda of the Aam Aadmi Party joining us on the phone line. So I'd like to go across to him right now on this big breaking news story. It's a big setback, and look at the words used by the court to pull up the CBI.
It is a huge, huge setback to the CBI. Anurag Dhanda, how is your party looking at this victory today?
सच की जीत हुई है और हम लगातार ये कह रहे थे कि एक ईमानदार पार्टी और ईमानदार लीडरशिप जिसको भारतीय जनता पार्टी हरा नहीं पाई, जिसको भारतीय जनता पार्टी काम की राजनीति में पीछे नहीं छोड़ पाई, उनके खिलाफ साजिश की गई और आज ये पूरी तरह से साबित हो गया कि ये पूरा केस फर्जी था, एक षड्यंत्र रचा गया था भारतीय जनता पार्टी के राजनीतिक दफ्तर में और ईडी और सीबीआई का इस्तेमाल करके उस षड्यंत्र को जमीन पर उतारा गया था। आज वो पूरी तरह से एक्सपोज हो गया है। भारतीय जनता पार्टी ने अपनी चुनावी लालसा में न सिर्फ एक झूठा केस और षड्यंत्र किया, बल्कि ईडी और सीबीआई की क्रेडिबिलिटी को भी पूरी तरह से दांव पर लगा दिया और आज ये पूरा केस और पूरी भारतीय जनता पार्टी की साजिश एक्सपोज हो गई है।
ये जो है ये बहुत बड़ा फैसला है, बिकॉज अनुराग, if everyone has been acquitted, we are hearing that the CBI is saying this is going to have an implication on the ED sources rather are saying that it's going to have an implication on their case as well. So this is one of the perhaps the biggest legal setbacks.
देखिए, हम तो लगातार यही कह रहे थे, आम आदमी पार्टी ने लगातार ये कहा कि ये कोई केस ही नहीं है, ये एक फर्जी केस भारतीय जनता पार्टी के दफ्तर में बनाया गया और उसी पे ईडी सीबीआई ने अपनी आगे कार्रवाई शुरू कर दी, लोगों को गिरफ्तार करके जेलों में डाला। अगर कहीं कोई रत्ती मात्र भी कोई सबूत होता तो किसी के खिलाफ तो केस टिकता, यहाँ तो पूरा का पूरा केस ही खारिज हो गया है, सारे लोग उसमें बरी हो गए। तो ये साफ तौर पे बताता है कि ये एक पॉलिटिकल साजिश थी। आम आदमी पार्टी कट्टर ईमानदार पार्टी, अरविंद केजरीवाल कट्टर ईमानदार नेता है, मनीष सिसोदिया कट्टर ईमानदार नेता है। आज कोर्ट के जो मामला कोर्ट के अंदर तय हुआ है उसमें तो कम से कम यही साबित होता है पूरे देश के लिए, पूरी दुनिया के एक मैसेज है कि एक कट्टर ईमानदार नेता को किस तरह से बीजेपी ने फंसाने की कोशिश की।
Abhi, what is next for the Aam Aadmi Party? The verdict is here. What is next?
देखिए, आम आदमी पार्टी ने तो अरविंद केजरीवाल जी ने शुरू से ये कहा कि हमें कोर्ट पर और भगवान पर पूरा भरोसा है और ये षड्यंत्रकारी कितने भी मजबूत क्यों ना हो, भगवान से ज्यादा ताकतवर तो नहीं हो सकते। तो हम ये पूरा मैसेज आज आप लोगों के जरिए पूरे देश तक पहुंच रहा है, पूरी दुनिया तक पहुंच रहा है कि भारतीय जनता पार्टी आम आदमी पार्टी से डरती है और इसलिए इस तरह के राजनीतिक षड्यंत्र किए। हम इन चीजों से डरने वाले नहीं हैं, हम लगातार लोगों के बीच में जाएंगे और भारतीय जनता पार्टी के षड्यंत्र को भी एक्सपोज करेंगे और लोगों के बीच में कट्टर ईमानदार राजनीति जो पहले करते रहे उसको आगे भी करते रहेंगे।
Anurag Dhanda, one last question. Perhaps many people will say that the result of the Delhi so-called liquor scam, the liquor scam played out in the elections and it's been a setback for your party. Now, the ED says, or the CBI says, they're going to move the Delhi High Court. Are you confident that this will sustain as the agencies now challenge it?
मुझे तो लगता है कि अब ईडी और सीबीआई की क्रेडिबिलिटी क्या रह गई है पूरे देश के अंदर, उसको देखना होगा, क्योंकि सबूतों के ऊपर एक जो फैक्ट्स हैं, बिल्कुल छोटे छोटे फैक्ट्स हैं, उनके ऊपर जो लोअर कोर्ट है, जो बेसिक कोर्ट है जहां पर केस फाइल किया जाता है, वहां पर सुनवाई होती है और लार्जर लीगल आर्ग्यूमेंट्स हायर कोर्ट्स के अंदर होते हैं। तो अगर आपका केस ही नहीं टिक रहा है, अगर आपके पास उतने सबूत भी नहीं है कि जिसके बिहाफ पे आप आरोप तय कर सकें, तो आप आसानी से अंदाजा लगा सकते हैं आगे क्या होने वाला है। हाई कोर्ट और सुप्रीम कोर्ट में तो इनको और ज्यादा पहले ही लताड़ पड़ चुकी है। मनीष सिसोदिया जी के केस में आपको याद होगा किस तरह से हाई कोर्ट और सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने दोनों एजेंसियों को ये कहा था कि आप मैलिफाइड इंटेंशन से काम कर रहे हैं, आप बायस तरीके से काम कर रहे हैं। तो जाने दीजिए, एक बार फिर जाएंगे तो वहां से भी इसी तरीके की लताड़ इनको सुनने को मिलेगी, क्योंकि ये पूरा केस फर्जी है। कहीं कोई रत्ती मात्र भी अगर कोई फैक्ट होता तो आज वो कोर्ट के अंदर दिखता, लेकिन पूरा केस जिस तरीके से धराशायी हुआ है, सारे लोगों को जिस तरीके से बरी किया गया है, वो इस बात पर मोहर है कि आम आदमी पार्टी और आम आदमी पार्टी के नेता कट्टर ईमानदार है।
Thank you, Anurag Dhanda, for speaking to Republic TV. The first response there from the Aam Aadmi Party to the verdict, saying that, the slogan of Kattar Imandar has stood tall today. Now they've had the last word is what the Aam Aadmi Party is saying. I'm handing it over to Rhythm. Rhythm is joining us live. She's getting all the final aspects of this judgment and why it's so critical with what the court has also observed against the agencies. Rhythm, over to you.
Okay, I'm just waiting also, Niranjan. We're getting Arvind Kejriwal's lawyer, Mudit Jain, who's already present there. We just need to he's already joined our call. Someone needs to just ensure that he's on with us. So if you can just help with that. We're also getting those shots, jubilant ones of Arvind Kejriwal and Manish Sisodia there getting emotional. Arvind Kejriwal, 156 days in prison in separate periods. Manish Sisodia, nearly 1.5 years in prison, more than 530 days he spent in prison. And this was a case in which now the court has said there's hardly been any evidence against them. Court has also asked for departmental inquiry against the CBI team, that is the CBI IO in this case, which actually looked into the matter. But I think for us, the most important words that are coming in is the court has gone into great details about why there is actually no evidence against Sisodia, who had been accused of being the person responsible for formulating the liquor policy. The court said there is no evidence showing his involvement, and neither was there any recovery. That is important to understand and to point out here. So that's the first thing that we point out. On Sisodia, who spent 536 days in prison, this is what the court said. And on Manish Sisodia, the court has said regarding Kejriwal, the judge has concluded that he was implicated without material opposition, which is inconsistent with the rule of law when it concerns a person who holds a constitutional post. The judge said there was absence of fundamental material without any statement or evidence. The attribution of Kejriwal in this conspiracy cannot be sustained. On both these charges, therefore, the court has discharged both these accused. I'm also going to try now and go across to all right, we've also got Arvind Kejriwal's lawyer, Mudit Jain, who's now joining us on the story live. Mudit, I want to ask you first, the Rose Avenue court heard arguments by you, and they have now come to this clear understanding that the judge has concluded that there is no any ground or cogent material against Arvind Kejriwal. What is it that the court today said, and what was the arguments that were placed to ensure that the clean chit was given to Arvind Kejriwal here, Mudit?
Hi, first of all. The argument that he had placed were that the policy had been formulated by the entire process being followed, several agencies, several departments being involved in the same, and high dignitaries being involved in the same. The court has accepted that argument. The court has also accepted the argument that the main allegation leveled by the CBI, that the first draft that they alleged was prepared for 5%, and that it was increased from 5% to 12%. There was no material whatsoever on record to indicate that. And therefore, the court came to the conclusion that the entire case has been framed on the basis of tainted evidence, approver evidence, inadmissible evidence, hearsay evidence, and that there was not even prima facie case to frame charge.
Yes. So I need to understand, therefore, what is it that the CBI told the court today? Why is the court slammed the CBI, Mudit? The court has today said that there's going to be an inquiry against the CBI IO.
The reason for the same is that the court pointed out, read several portions of the judgment. We have not got the copy of the judgment now. That several arguments which were stated by the CBI in the charge sheet, they were not there in any evidence. They had framed accused persons without any evidence. They had not brought on record several evidences. The averments made were contrary to evidences. So a systematic effort was there to mislead the court. That is the sum and substance of the reason the court felt that there should be an inquiry as to why mainly accused number one was framed as accused number one,